What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show, the first one in a long time. I'm one of your hosts, Keena Johnston, alongside. Wow, I've not done this in a while. Kyron Johnston.
A long time.
Hello.
Alongside in virtual space, Shannon Hagler.
It's so long you forgot the name of the fucking show.
No. And someone who didn't forget the show, Nathaniel Redden.
It's so long that, yeah. That's our normal complaint. That's our most
two
regular
different alcohols
complaint.
going on, Shannon?
What?
Do you have two different alcohols going?
No. This is one glass of wine. Well, I have a bottle.
Oh, okay.
Refills whenever.
Yeah, buddy.
Or to drink out of the bottle.
I'm not driving anywhere. Why the fuck wouldn't I?
Feels
No,
good.
what's
Best part
the
about
show
recording
about?
from home.
Shit.
Nerdy and pop culture gaming things that we care about.
Correct. Well
Like
done.
Steel Trap, baby.
There you go, Keena. You could learn something from him.
Still took him a second as well. If you like what you're about to watch, please click that like button, subscribe,
Ring the bell.
ring the bell. I don't have ring the bell written down, so I always forget.
Yeah,
to
ring the
it.
bell because it's so long between episodes. You'll never fucking know when we put one up. So
Right.
And then
hit that
also
bell.
hit the three buttons next to the bell. Click always, not occasionally, in case you actually want the notifications.
God damn it, YouTube.
Yeah. It's pain. It's pain.
Subscribe 3 times.
I can't say the worst. If you have any questions for the show, please comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. If you're wondering where I keep looking to my right, it's because that's where my notes are. Check out. I don't know if we should promote like Patreon or GameSlab because we need to actually be doing them in order to promote them.
Yeah, I mean, we can record a new Games Lab probably pretty soon, but the last one was the Final Fantasy VII review. Go check that out. It's as relevant as it'll ever be.
Yeah, because no games came out between like then and
Exactly.
like Last of Us.
And no more games will ever come out.
No, Iron Man VR came
Not a
out
single
today.
one.
Iron Man VR, yeah.
Yeah,
Shit, that came out.
yeah, I bought it. I don't know what I'll do with it. I can't play it at the moment because my arm is fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Let me sign into your account. I'll play it.
It's
I'll
on
tell
my
you what
disc.
It's like.
It's on disc.
I'll come
damn
over.
it.
I'll take it from you. I'll tell you what it's like. I'll do a let's play.
There's a demo
Oh,
on
let's
it on
play.
the store if you want to get it.
The world's saddest let's play of just cucking a man in his own VR.
Pornhub.com. Also check us out on social media at The Amalgam Show on everywhere except Pornhub. I'll use that one.
No,
but it seems
now
like
We should
that's
get
coming.
on that.
no, it's only after we record that Let's Play. So keep an eye out. Type Amalgam Show. No, I'm not going to do that right now.
No, don't do that. You might get some weird shit.
I listened to a
wanna find your
podcast where like two middle-aged men had to discover what vor was for the first time, so that was a time. Just like, welcome to the show, and then someone's like, y'all heard about vor? And they're like, no. Like, you're on the internet, how do you not know what this is?
For anyone who doesn't know what that is,
No, we're not doing that here.
do not Google it.
He's freaking out. Don't tell him! Don't, please!
I'm not doing that.
How have we all been, guys?
Lockdowny.
I wish I was locked down, and so I have to go to work.
I mean, I still go to work, but other than that, I can't really go anywhere or do anything.
The world is still currently on fire. That's...
No, those are out now.
No. They're not. They are very much still burning.
Yeah.
Burning.
Learning. Learning for a long time.
Yeah. No, the world is metaphorically on fire and has been since January. Like, it started with our bushfires and it's just kept
December.
going since.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we're halfway. It's like July now, so...
I really hope that meme of, not gonna lie, you had us in the first half comes true. Like,
No.
no.
No,
No.
never.
Just waiting for the alien overlords to come down and be like,
If there's
Frank.
one thing I learned from 2016 is that a bad year can always get worse.
I just love the meme about the overlords having to apologize and reset reality to 2015.
Specifically, yeah. Jesus.
I wish. God.
Wait, that's my graduation year. Don't take me back.
Mining for 2015.
To be fair, a real
Good
reset,
times.
we'd just go back to the start of time because we've always been fucked up. Just now, it just keeps compounding. So
I think a reset of where we currently are would probably send us right back to the end of World War II. Like that of like, you guys had the chance to start again and you didn't fucking do it properly. Start again.
yeah,
That's what we're.
Cold War says
well.
hello.
So, before we get too depressed, isn't the show about pop culture and nerdy things?
I mean, like, fucking The World on Fire is popular culture at the moment.
God.
Unfortunately, it is just a bad horror movie.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time for the what we've all been into.
Yes.
What have we been into? What do we want to talk about? Like, this has been so long that we can like talk about anything, like the PlayStation 5 or.
No. I'm not doing that.
No.
Why not?
Take that shit to the games lab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh fuck. No, that will take. We will actually be here for like 4 hours. And no,
The reason
I'm not even saying anything. I'm not even saying anything. It's gonna start a chat. No.
It's a 20-minute conversation. The PlayStation 5 looks dope. The Xbox One X, like Series X, looks dope. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm cool with both of them.
Honestly,
I
my only
actually- I went back through my previous generation games last night with Dean. All of the games that we used to play when we were like in high school and everything, and I was like, "Holy fuck! Do you remember this? You remember this?" And I was talking about Fable, and then I got an ad for Fable on Facebook. See, like Fable, but I read an article about it, and apparently they've renewed the license, but it's about the 3rd time I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time they refreshed it with the intent to use trademark.
It would be very interesting because what is his name? Peter Molyneux?
Yeah.
yeah, that's the guy.
He was talking about wanting, if he were to do another Fable game, he'd want it to be a prequel to 1.
I don't think he's involved in this one in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a totally.
So I don't. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, because Lionhead was
closed.
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed it. It's dead. Lionhead's dead.
Yeah.
They stopped making money.
Playground. It's Playground making the next one, I believe, or rumored to be making Fable.
Yeah.
Fable -1. It's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it could just be also called like Fable 4. It's about time.
Yeah.
And then it's just time travel.
My only gripe with the PS5 design is that it looks like if you put it in a backpack and put it down, it'll crack the little the overhanging edges.
I did think of that as well. But
yeah, I don't know if it's designed for that though. Like, it's not like the other systems. I think it's designed to be like. I think the idea going forward is going to be like, put this box in your home. You have an account. If you go to a mate's place, just log into your account.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with anything
and
else.
if your mate doesn't have a PS5, call him poor.
Exactly. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Your mate. Here's the thing: if your mate doesn't have a PS5, he's not your mate anymore. That's the end of it. Fuck him. But that's it's they're all just tiny little things. Also, if the PS5 design doesn't fancy you right now, cool. Just wait till the slim version comes out.
Yeah.
Or the Pro version, yeah.
Yeah, give it 2.5 years. They'll release a different version with less angles and tinier version.
More angles.
More angles, yeah. Whatever you want, whatever you're into, we got
Because
it.
the PS4 Pro became a triple decker, and no one predicted that.
Yeah, no, they'll figure something out. So the console stuff doesn't actually at this point. There's actually not much to talk about. It is what it is.
Yeah,
we're getting new ones. They're coming out.
I don't really care about it. I'm interested. I think Xbox could probably do something, but they'd have to do something pretty spectacular to come out of this now.
Halo has to look amazing for any attention to be brought away. Because at the moment they're like, Assassin's Creed Valhalla runs really well. And everyone's like, cool.
Oh, cool.
Like, I'm excited for
think-
that game, but like that does nothing for me to get me Xbox Series X.
That's exactly what they did for the One, though. They were like, "Oh, Unity runs really well."
Yeah,
four.
I think
It
the
was
same
four.
with
That was
PS4.
Sorry?
It was 4 at launch.
Yeah, but no, but the difference is the Xbox had like no games. Like
Had
you
Rise,
had to go
Road.
like 2. You had to go to and then PlayStation had Resogun. Like who cares?
And Killzone Shadowfall.
Yeah, but you had to go like 2 years in for both consoles, both the PS4 and the Xbox One, before their actual exclusives happened.
Yeah.
This time,
Yeah.
both companies seem to have both of their exclusives, like if not already ready to go, like lined up. Like, oh, you're going to buy it in November. In May the following year, you're going to be playing Horizon Forbidden West, or the new Halo game, Halo Infinite, or some sort of Fable or something like that. So there's plenty to go with.
It'll be
Yeah.
a Forza game at launch.
Yes, there will be. Yep.
Yeah.
You're
As there will be a Gran Turismo at launch.
Just tires around.
Tied around, and they have ray tracing now.
Hooray.
Round tires, reflective mirrors, and sweat on my NBA players.
Yeah.
2K21 got announced today, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see the pricing on that?
Yeah, it's. I didn't see the Australian pricing, but in America, it's like 60s for the standard, 70 for the PS5 or X series
Yeah.
version. Like the next gen versions are $10 more.
Yeah. But they also have this
which-
thing where you can buy the special edition for the PS4 version, which costs $99 US, and you get both versions. Like both
and then you get
PS4,
like
PS5.
special bonuses on top. It's weird. It's the most confusing thing. People are freaking out about it. It won't be a problem when the console launches.
No.
Like a year after the console launches, it won't be a problem because you won't want to buy the old version anymore. You'll just buy the new one. It's literally this first little bit where it's like, what do we do? Also, the thing of like new gen games costing $10 more, we've been there before. The PS3 did that.
Yeah.
The PS3
Yeah.
was $10 more than than 360 games. We've been there before.
And
so,
it's $10. At the end of the day, who gives a shit? You're already dropping like 60, 70. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're dropping like probably around 600 on these consoles anyway. So like if you got the cash
Yeah.
for that, you're gonna have enough to hopefully splurge for a couple of games.
Also, they'll chuck it in a bundle for you. Who gives a shit? Quit being so panicky.
Launch bundles are always like very specific. And you kind of have to wait for like the year after for any actual significant bundle. Like the bundle I got for PS4 was like the Killzone Shadowfall one, which came with a camera and an extra controller.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Killzone Shadowfall one with Assassin's Creed. Like, it doesn't like the launch. It's the same with like anything. The launch stuff isn't going to be that great, but who knows the rest of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nathaniel, you didn't want to talk about this. What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about it.
I mean, that's it. Like, what else can you say?
Ratchet and Clank looks great.
Yeah, but that's the games. This is the specific games.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that the games industry is still doing games industry things.
Yeah.
It will.
Like
Forever.
abusing its workers. Yes.
Huzzah!
Communism.
No, I think I'll go first if you don't mind about
Yeah.
what we've been into because I've done nothing. So
Well, Kyron, what
Start
have you been up
with
to?
no, I've been playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It's taking me
that-
forever to get through it.
That came out in January. That came out this year.
Yeah, I've
I
been
hear
playing
it's
it for
long.
6 months. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that thing's long.
But at the same time, I
Almost as long
don't
as
play
it
it through the week, and most weekends I'm doing other stuff, and so it's just been every now and again. I finally got up to the Boo Saga. That's where I'm up to.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
very excited. Although I'm pretty upset that they skipped all of the Golden Fighter stuff over. They're just like, oh yeah, Gohan's doing Golden Fighter stuff. Anyway, now you get to play as Gohan hitting the ball that Sharpener throws. Cool. So I was like, I would have much preferred the Golden Fighter,
Yeah.
but instead you hit Sharpener's ball, and he's very upset. But
Cranky.
I've been playing Animal Crossing. That's been really relaxing. I'd never played an Animal Crossing game before. I never knew what it was about. I just remember Isabelle in Smash and Mario Kart. That's the only time I've done anything about Animal Crossing until New Horizons. I saw Keena and Dana playing it. I really wanted to try it, so I got it, and it's been an obsession. I played WoW, played GTA 5, and we've got a heap of games that I'm trying to get to because that's why I'm trying to get through Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah.
During quarantine, I watched 10 times the anime that I did before.
Even more anime than ever before!
I watched Cowboy Bebop.
Shit!
Yeah.
I watched Black Clover, all of it, until recent stuff. I don't think they've got any more come out yet. I watched all of Demon Slayer. I watched all of Mob Psycho 100. I finished Naruto. There was something else I'd seen. Oh, season 2 of One Punch Man. I watched a heap.
Everything.
Like a heap. I just went onto Anime Lab and I'm like, I've been meaning to watch that and that and that and that, and then Dean would watch something and then he'd say, "Oh, this is pretty good." I'm like, "Cool, I'll watch it."
I'm about to fall into one of those holes. I just got the email that was like, Hunter x Hunter is on Anime Lab now. So I'm like, ha.
That's what I need to watch next.
Yeah.
Apparently, the anime got cancelled, but because it's building up so much hype now, they think they're going to continue it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it never actually the series never finished, and the manga kept going.
Yeah, and that's the thing with anime is that it can always come back in a different way.
Yeah.
I think they will, because now it's gotten popular over time.
I'm still sludging through Naruto.
Where are you up to?
Naruto
Black Clover was good.
Still Naruto. I'm still where I was when we were talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I haven't watched it since.
That's fair.
Fair.
You need to watch it.
Oh, man.
It's really boring. I know, the part you're up to is really boring.
It was really frustrating because it was hooking me and it was getting me really into it. And then something happened, and I just stopped caring about what was happening in the show. I don't know what that is and why that's happened.
Did you hit the filler arc?
Yeah,
I think so. Look, I'm mid-season 8. I'm pretty sure it's all filler at this point.
Yeah, as soon as Sasuke runs away.
Sasuke's gone. Sasuke's gone, and I'm like, well, I want to know what's going on.
Move to Shippuden. Just skip the rest.
It's literally just Naruto. You're on this team. Oh, how do I get along with people who aren't on my team?
Yeah, like I've watched
compromise.
I've watched 12 of those arcs already. Like,
yeah.
But the funny thing is, like,
most of them are with Lee, Rock Lee, and Hinata.
no, because this is the thing that's actually frustrating about it. Like, really frustrating about it is that there are really cool moments in those weird pairings they do. Like, there's that arc where Shino takes over and is like the leader of their little team, and Shino and Naruto's a weird, dynamic. And then Akamaru, that whole thing happens. Like, there are different times where he gets paired with a combination of two people that are like, oh, this is weird. Naruto would never hang out with these guys. And so that's cool. But then also, like, Sasuke's been gone for like a season and a half. And every time the show starts, I'm like, are we all not caring about this anymore? Because it feels like that's a really pressing thing we should deal with.
There is a rogue leaf ninja.
Yeah, they're literally just doing side quest stuff, and it's kind of frustrating.
The way that they explain a bit of it in Shippuden. I won't say anything, but
I'm sure
they do explain why Naruto was off doing its other stuff.
And I like all the new characters they introduce, like Jiraiya and Tsunade.
Yeah,
they're great characters. Like, they do a really good job of introducing new characters and making them really, really cool. But the characters I've been spending the most time with are Naruto and Sasuke, and I really want to know how their story ends. But man, oh man, am I 8 seasons in and have not got an answer yet.
Look, I'm just going to say this now. Don't give a shit about Sasuke. Just stop caring about him.
Oh, no, but I need to. It's the whole point of the fucking show.
Nah, he's barely in it. He's barely in it.
But his effects are everywhere, so give a shit about him.
Well, that's the thing. Is that, like, they've introduced other things as well, like the Akatsuki. Is that what
Akatsuki?
Akatsuki. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Shippuden.
get that
They're in Shippuden.
I've only seen 2 of them, but like that's the thing is that like they're all in Shippuden. So what was the point of these 3 seasons?
They explain it.
Why?
They will explain it. They explain what the whole thing is.
So do I watch them or not?
What? No, that's what I'm saying. Is that you should just skip because this whole thing is just filler. They explain what they were doing. Unless you really care about like how Naruto thinks of Rock Lee or Hinata at the time, or Shino. Unless you care about that, which they still have character development in Shippuden.
See, that's the thing, though, is that like I keep drudging through it, hoping I'm gonna find the Great Snake Way arc. You know, the weird, goofy. I want to find the Goku gets a license episode.
Yeah,
no,
the one that's like this is so dumb. It's amazing.
You're looking for a needle in a haystack, but the needle doesn't exist. You're just pulling its straw. You just lose your mind eventually.
I've already lost.
I mean, like, I can't really say it because I skipped those episodes, but I didn't feel like I missed out on anything when I did it. So
no, you don't. Yeah. What happens in these seasons don't get
stays in these seasons.
Yeah, Hinata gets a new cool move where she can focus chakra out of her palms, and she makes
and then never uses it again.
No, I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah,
never touched on again.
Say goodbye to that.
They did.
Yep,
they did. Fuck you.
She does other stuff, but not that again.
Hinata's cool though. This is the thing is that like
it's cooler. It's cooler. Trust me.
This is the thing is that like these episodes this season hasn't done anything for the overarching story, but I really grew to love Hinata, who is like a nothing character up until that point. So like the other thing I'm sitting here saying is that like do I keep watching this because I'm going to get a greater appreciation for what's his face?
Shino?
The tubby one. Shit.
Choji,
yeah. Am I going to get a greater appreciation for him or a greater appreciation for who's the other dude?
You'll still get that. You'll still get
Shikamaru.
Shikamaru is fucking excellent. I fucking love that dude.
Trust me, there's plenty of filler in Shippuden. You won't feel missed out.
I'm sure there is.
You won't miss out. The only thing with Shippuden is that they hide it amongst the actual episodes, so you'll
instead of
watching it, and then you won't be able to skip it because it will have something to do with the actual story, but it is fucking meaningless. Like, it sucks.
Oh well,
but I mean, it's still a great story.
Ride.
I loved it.
I'm looking forward.
As soon as you get to Shippuden, Naruto actually does stuff.
He's
whereas at the moment,
like I said, I've watched 8 seasons. He hadn't done fucking anything.
Yeah. It gets really good.
Okay. Do any
believe it?
Do any of you know what happened with the animation team? Because there's a battle that happens between Naruto and Sasuke where the animation style changes. Like really noticeably.
Like, is it just an increase in quality or straight up like art style difference?
I think it's a decrease in quality.
Okay.
In my mind, the way I was watching, it was like watching an episode of Dragon Ball GT leading up to this battle, and then all of a sudden it turned into One Piece.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Because like GT's really well animated. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Okay, so I think I do.
It was
know
really
what
structured,
there.
and then in the fight they get really loose, and I
and
what you're talking about.
Weird, and like
I think it's a personification. They start to do that a lot. It's a personification of how intense their emotions are and stuff like that.
Because then it flips back, like because that's the finale of a season, and then it flips back the next season. It's just back to normal. Yeah. That animation style disappears, but this one like battle which takes like. I mean, it's an anime battle, so it's like 3 or 4 episodes long. The animation is really weird, and it was actually hard to watch because it wasn't as crisp as the other battles had been, and I like that crisp act.
So the main guy who was doing most of the fights throughout Shippuden, he has original Naruto. He had a specific style. So the one where Orochimaru in the Chunin exams and Sasuke. So he animates in a certain style where he utilizes a lot of smudge frames to make it look very crisp and clear and get that weird like serpentine stuff and also that rigid punches and stuff like that. He didn't animate the last fight.
Right.
So it
would
was
have
a
been a team
different
of like 4
animator.
episodes long, but like you can
Yeah.
to like the point of a like there's supposed to be like an art director and or like animation director that like keeps everything looking the same. With the
Yeah.
I don't understand why it would go back. Like
Yeah, it goes
mean-
back like straight away, and not only that, like those episodes also looked washed out. Like the colors didn't pop. You know? Like Naruto has that very distinctive orange outfit that he wears. That is
And it
very
gets very
bright.
muted.
Yeah, and it's very muted, and along with everything is very muted. And like the color, I could almost hand wave as like, oh, it's a battle between friends, so
It's morbid.
muted. Yeah, exactly, morbid. But the fact the animation style changed was like, what the fuck? What am I watching? Like,
That's
it changed so dramatically.
because like I get it.
I
It was
think
like
the way they like can explain that away is their fighting style changed. Like they are both in different forms at that point. Like he is
Yeah,
flow, he is fucking hand wings.
yeah.
So
I mean,
their
but it
fighting
was all
style-
the way through that battle though, like all the way up
Mm.
to their transformations and beyond that. They can. It's yeah. Like my immediate sense was that like, oh, they must have changed either animation studios or someone got fired or something like that. That was my.
Mm.
they might have
Anyway.
shipped it out to a different animation studio to just make sure that that's
To
like they might think that that's a better outcome of how that went down, but
It looked like an animation style that you could pump out really quickly.
okay, yeah.
So were you into anything else, Nathaniel?
No, that's
No?
pretty much it. We got
Cool.
really busy.
An anime you should
No,
watch
that's-
still is Castlevania. If you're going to power through them, watch Castlevania on Netflix. It's really, really
Like-
good.
8 episodes.
The first 2 seasons
Hmm.
together are 8 episodes. Or 10, I don't remember. And then there's the 10 episodes in season 3. They're like a full season. It's really good.
Okay.
Need y'all to watch
It's on my
it.
watch list for sure.
What have you been up to, Kyron?
So I have been doing something I haven't done in a long time, which is reading.
Wow.
I've been reading with Annika, so we take turns reading out loud because I get headaches and fuck you when I read. But we've been reading Series of Unfortunate Events, the book series, and Percy Jackson.
Oh, Percy Jackson.
Yes.
Ah, fuck. I was so
It's-
angry. Okay, so
Are we going to talk about the movie? We're going to have
Yeah.
rage about the movie? Let's
No.
do it.
no, okay. So here's the thing: Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief, and Percy Jackson, the Sea of Monsters, I believe, are the 2 movies they made.
Yeah.
I think so.
They are guilty pleasures of mine.
Oh no.
I actually
me
kind
too.
of. They're kind of like they're so good in the worst possible way. Like they're so bad, I enjoy them. So I'm actually kind of pissed they never made the rest of them. But I
Me
love the
too. Me too. I was like, okay, you fucked it up. See it through, bitch. I want to see
Yeah.
how you flub up your way through this entire
Same.
series.
It's the same thing. It's the same feeling I have with Chronicles of Narnia, where like you made 2, then you made the 3rd one. Where are the rest? It's like you don't want to try Last Battle because you know it fucking sucks. But at least try. Come on.
This is the Snyder
Yeah.
Cut logic that everyone rebelled against.
We're getting the Snyder Cut.
I know, but
That is
like,
happening.
Yeah, I
People
know.
yelled for so long that we're getting.
I just it does kind of depress me that they just stopped making those when they kept making Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were making money.
You know.
Those other ones weren't.
I'm pretty
Too
sure-
bombed hard.
Yeah,
Too
but
bombed
like
hard.
Like I know.
I know.
Yeah.
I was upset about it too because they are definitely guilty pleasures. Because I'm like, all right, so this isn't the story
yeah.
at all, but let's see how you can fuck your way through this
Hollywood,
and try to morph the characters and like smush like weird parts of 2 separate books together, but still make it a weird half story.
Yeah, Hollywood has recently taken to just destroying all of my favorite young adult books.
What's another example?
Well,
Yeah.
ever since Harry Potter came out, I've been like, oh wow, you can actually make like and Lord of the Rings, I guess, of like,
Yeah.
oh, you can take a book and you can turn it into a movie and you can do it well. You don't have to have all the book in the movie. a good editor can trim out the fat and create a visual story that's great. But then they made Stormbreaker. Oh. And then there's Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief, and then they just released. I think they released the Artemis Fowl movie, and apparently that's trash.
Yeah, it's just it was supposed to go to cinemas, but Disney's like, this is not going to make us money back in the current economic climate, so straight to Disney Plus.
I can't even bring myself to watch it. The Stormbreaker, the Alex Rider, I think the name is.
Oh,
that series.
Yeah.
Fuck, man! They took a story. For those of you who haven't read it, it's a story about a 14-year-old kid or around teenage kid who gets pulled in to be a secret agent. So your immediate thought is, oh, Spy Kids. No, the writer takes it in a more realistic direction.
Yeah,
where there are scenes in that book where a 14-year-old kid is getting his head caved in.
Spy Kids? No, Cry Kids.
Cry Kids. Yeah.
These kids cry.
It's the other end of the universe.
There are scenes in that book where he's. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the book is Point Blank. The one in the series is the fifth one or something where he's got to take out a sniper on a mountaintop.
I love that Metal Gear Solid 3 mission.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, and he fucks up somehow or something like that, and he gets a sniper bullet, it hits him in the stomach and goes through him and out the other end, and he's 16 or something at that point, and he's in the mountains having to crawl his way through. It's brutal. Stormbreaker's rated PG. That tells you everything you need. It's just straight up a PG film. It is Spy
really
Kids.
Shitty.
It doesn't pull the actual emotional holy shit, Alex Rider is an orphan. It's all those kind of tropes that you would normally get, but also it's what if it's literally, it's not just what if a kid was a spy. It's literally what if a kid had to do this in the real world. What if you were a child soldier but a spy?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
It sounds like when they retconned Bucky, Bucky Barnes used to be just the happy Robin sidekick sort of thing. But then they retconned him to lead up to Winter Soldier. No, this is an actual 16-year-old who's a child soldier, and because he's smaller, we can get him to go distract people and do minor assassinations and stuff. And then that also breaks his psyche, and then that helps him become the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've only heard good things.
That's what I like about the.
I've only heard good things about that series, so yeah, it would be great if someone actually adapted it right.
Yes.
Or I can read.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah, that's what I like about the Percy Jackson book series is that dude gets cut, he gets stabbed, he gets fucked up. There is times where that in the second book, the Hydra scene, where you're they're gonna fucking die, and the only reason they don't is because Clarice rocks up with a battleship and blows it up. And I'm it's terrifying up until that point, and it's amazing. I love the book series so much. I'm upset with what they did with the movie, but at the same time, it's like a Three Stooges thing. It's okay, this is so stupid. How can they make it stupider?
Yeah,
king.
I mean, the other thing is I just have a soft spot for any Greek mythology. So if you put Greek mythology in your movie, I'm there for it. So I enjoy Percy Jackson. I enjoy Clash of the Titans.
Me too.
Sam Worthington's accent be damned. I don't care. I enjoy that fucking movie. I also enjoy Wrath of the Titans, even though it's objectively a worse movie.
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans is pretty bad.
I love that scene with the Kid of Poseidon being I'm the Kid of Poseidon.
Oh, God.
That explains how he can navigate perfectly. There's just that one bad line of dialogue. You're how do you know where we're going?
Yeah.
And he just looks back and I'm the Kid of Poseidon.
I don't even know if I saw that. I must have saw bits and pieces of it, and I'm nah, I'm out. And I just went back to my bedroom or something.
Wrath is rough. It's super rough.
Is that the one where he gets the Pegasus, or is that the first one?
The first.
He gets Pegasus in the first one. Wrath is the one that ends with Hades and Zeus teaming up together to take on Kronos. Okay. So the problem with Wrath, the thing with Clash of the Titans is that like it's good and it's good dumb.
Yeah.
The problem with Wrath is that they go too far too quickly. They're like, oh, in the second movie, here's a Titan, and you're like, well, like surely that's the end, right? Like that's how you end this.
Yeah.
Is you end up with Titans, but no, they went directly to Titans. So like, there was a plan for a third movie.
Yeah.
They've literally said several times in interviews, the creators of the films were like, we're not making a third because we don't have a story. We don't have a story for the third Titan. If once we have one, maybe we'll make one, but we don't have one because like, what great mythological beast could Perseus possibly take on? That's
Chaos,
in
the
line
entity
with a
itself.
fucking Titan. Yeah, like you can't film that. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Parallax looks
yeah.
pretty
I'm
good
gonna
in
fight a
Green Lantern.
concept.
Like that's the kind of movie where you watch like an hour and a half long movie, and then at the hour and a half section, it's like, okay, the big battle's about to begin, and then all of the seats in the cinema recline, and everyone gets force-fed LSD, and that's the battle scene for Chaos, and then you leave. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you make him a man in a business
It's-
suit
yeah,
like
it's-
every other fucking movie does.
Yeah, because I like reading Percy Jackson, like brought like just resurfaced like cartoon memories of like Class of the Titans
Class
and
of the
stuff
Titans
like
is
that,
great.
or Class of the Gods.
It's Class of
Yeah.
Titans, yeah.
And I just remember thinking back, and I was like, wait, one of them was Artemis's kid. That's not possible. Because she's the like maiden god.
Yeah,
Doesn't have-
Oh yeah.
No sex, nothing like that. She just
Yeah,
maiden.
you're right.
I
was
don't
wait,
know
and
how
I'm
they
like,
explain it, but like the same way that like
Yeah, because Athena is birthed from Zeus's thigh. Like,
yeah.
Fucking no, it's his brain split open with
brain,
an axe.
yeah,
and
or
big
whatever
oak.
it is.
Like,
One of
yeah.
them's
And
birthed
it-
from his thigh. I know that one. But yeah, they could just do that again. Like Artemis just like popped a zit and boom.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
this
that
kid
kid.
just like screaming. "Ah!"
Yeah.
Or adoption, like they also could have done that because like the gods well yeah.
You don't exactly become a demigod by being adopted.
You can be like blessed and
Abducted.
shit.
Yeah, they could give him like a drink the blood of the gods type thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she could become like one of Artemis's like huntresses.
Hmm.
Or something like that, where they're imbued with immortal life and just
I'm
weird
betting-
powers.
I'm betting the real answer is the creators of that show just went, oh fuck, like had zero thought. They're like, Artemis could have a kid, right?
What's the pantheon? Make that.
Yeah.
They just gave a kid to each one, and then when someone pointed out, like, well, actually, Artemis can't have children, they were like, oh, fucking who cares, you nerd.
Thanks.
The thing is, I think Disney announced that they are going to be doing a Percy Jackson TV show on Disney Plus, and I'm like,
That would be good.
Here's
Would it, like,
hoping
be-
there's
it would just be
time
like-
and effort put into it.
I've said for a while that it's going to be, that it would be a good CW show, like just straight up, like just have these kids just CWing around in a camp, like in that kind of budget.
Yeah.
Nah, I would like
a
good writing.
Mandalorian-style
Just-
television show.
Just
Yeah.
this television show where they actually put a bunch of kids on an island and just let them live out their days
That's just
without anything.
My thing
Show
is that
totally
Percy
drama.
Jackson would be an excellent animated series. Like if you like
Yeah.
animate it like with the same sort of quality as like an Avatar, maybe not that good because that's like an impossibly high standard, but like
Yeah.
like Castlevania got an animated series. Trying to think of some other things, and they're really good. If it's even in the vein of like She-Ra on Netflix, like good.
yeah. No,
Is that
I
new Star Trek animated series that's coming out?
Yeah, saw them announce
Have you
that a
seen
while
that?
ago. I'm like, cool.
It's an adult animated series called The Lower Decks.
Yeah.
It's going to be purely about the people on the Enterprise who don't get to go on all the missions. It's like an adult
Because-
comedy show where like Captain Picard comes in and is like, oh, and they're like, oh, fuck you, dude. Like that kind of stuff. Like it's the engineers and shit you don't get to see.
So it's like the office of, or like the Parks and Recs of,
like the Star Trek.
That could be fun.
I was like, that seems, because they did have an episode in The Next Generation called The Lower Decks, but it was a series episode. It was like, oh, these people work hard. Whereas this is more taking like the piss out of it. So
yeah.
Could be fun.
That reminds me of The Mandalorian when they show the stormtroopers trying to shoot the can.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god. Indeed. Those last 2 episodes are great.
Yeah. I finally watched it all only a couple of days ago.
What'd you think?
I really liked it. Dean didn't. So we all sat down. As a household, and we were going to watch it because everyone's been saying that they want to watch it, but they don't want to watch it by themselves.
Okay.
We haven't gone through it all, so I was like, okay, we'll start from the start. I started it. Everyone was there. Dean and Toby left at like the end of the 2nd episode, and then Nina left. Nina left at the start of the 2nd episode, and I got through 7 episodes that night, and then just watched the 8th one the next day.
Jesus.
Spoilers for The Mandalorian.
But I fell off with Mandalorian too.
Did you guys... Well, who has seen Rebels and Clone Wars?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I don't have the time for that shit.
I've seen Clone Wars, but not the last season, and I've seen up to season 3 of Rebels.
Yeah. For me, like...
What were you going to ask?
For me, like, the end of, like, Mandalorian was, like, great. With the, like, the Darksaber.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, Star Wars actually recognizing its other properties? What?
Yeah.
What? And so I'm like,
Star Wars recognized Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just Dave Filoni stuff. Like, Dave Filoni has his own, like, sub-canon. And just, like, if you pay attention to my shit, it'll pay off. If you watch the movies, nothing.
I never watched that.
Sorry?
Yeah, I never watched that stuff, but I knew what the Darksaber was. Like,
yeah.
So when it appeared, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
The Darksaber's the saber that, like, is that, like, kind of Tanto blade.
Shit, we just spoiled it for you? Sorry, man. Also, spoilers for The Mandalorian.
I did say that.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
And, like, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. It's a Mandalorian
That's
blade.
the one that, like, cuts through lightsabers, right?
No.
Yeah, from Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's from Clone Wars and Rebels, and it doesn't cut through lightsabers. It can battle them. It was the Mandalorians, like when they were fighting the Jedi's years ago. It was their weapon to combat them, and the leader of the Mandalorians, I think, wielded it.
Yeah, it's a saber that isn't necessarily of the Jedi or force sensitive. Like, there's no force involved with it. It's like a artificial saber, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
like, you know, instead of mysticism, it's like it was mechanically made. It was like, we created this thing to try and fight the Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I think this will lead to, they've already cast Ahsoka Tano in Mandalorian Season 2. What I think that'll lead us to is her white sabers versus the black saber, which will be cool, just from a visual perspective.
Oh, really? Oh.
I think it'd be more than that, but like...
What's special about the white sabers?
She has white sabers in Rebels.
I was going to go with, like, Mando gets...
I don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking we were just going to go with, like, Mando gets the Darksaber and restores the Mandalorian people. It's not complicated. Like, it's a simple...
No, this is a Star Wars movie. They don't actually get to do any of the stuff they want to. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Cause, yeah,
yes, we defeated the bad guys. Well, now, we just let them take over again. It's all good.
Yeah, we just won't remain vigilant. It's not like the guys keep coming back or anything.
You know, Nazis weren't, you know, like, we killed them all, right? Right? They're all dead, right? We won against Nazis, right?
They were all on the Death Star.
Yeah,
all of them.
We got them all. Got them all. Now, got it in one, guys. Go home.
Execute Order 420.
Yeah. My favorite joke from the new series of Rick and Morty is the part where they're going through, where he's going through dimensions and he keeps running into fascists. No.
Yes,
it's the Death Crystal episode where he keeps running into fascists and he just shouts like, "When did this shit become the default?" And I thought it was the greatest joke in the whole series.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
This season, speaking of, that season, I think was good. It was solid. I know it was split up, but, I think, I don't know. I really like what was it? I can never remember the quote that, oh shit, here we go again. Or no. Not that. The one...
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yes, that one.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Son of a bitch, I'm in. I love that episode. I like the train episode. Where it's,
the heist episode was good.
Yeah. Heist episode's good. The story episode you're talking about, where they're on the train, is fantastic.
Yeah, I love that.
Buy Mercury.
Yeah, the continuity train or whatever.
Yeah. Consume product.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I just watch Rick and Morty as something that's just on Netflix. I'm not invested heavily, so it's just more episodes, and I just binge them. I'm like, cool, that was fun. Moving on with my life, as opposed to what it was 2-3 years ago, where everyone's
I still think Rick and Morty is up there with Scrubs in terms of ability to make you laugh and then ability to make you cry.
Yeah.
I don't think I cried at the show, but the end of
feel. I'm not saying cry, but the last episode of this season is a real gut punch. A real oh shit.
Yeah.
I was watching it with Vanessa and we were just it's weird. The end of season 2 of Rick and Morty is actually really emotional. You're oh god, no. I feel bad for Rick. The end of season 4, I don't feel sorry for anyone.
Yeah.
It was weird. I felt bad. I felt bad, but not because I was feeling sorry for anyone in the show. I felt bad because I was watching this. I was this is, they're all shitty.
Yeah.
It was really well done. I got to the end of that. I feel like they've spent 4 seasons of making everyone try to like Rick.
Yeah.
And then this episode was just no, fuck Rick. Fuck Rick and fuck you.
Do you think it was, specifically written to the people who do like Rick and just we're just trying to shake that illusion that he's not a role model, he's a trash lord?
This entire season was written directly at the shitty Rick and Morty fans.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, the people I'm a Rick and you're a Jerry.
Yeah, those people.
Those fuckers.
They did that for season 3 too. So I didn't like season 4 because they'd already done that in season 3. Season 3 was all about, no, fuck you guys. You guys are being fucking weird about our series. You're going off. Their fan base. That was during the time where their fan base was literally going into McDonald's and screaming because they didn't have Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
They did that in season 3. Yeah, cool. I'm all for that. They did, for sure. Do you not remember season 3? I don't. But I do remember feeling that way.
I remember ending season 3 and thinking, I remember ending season 3 and feeling they threw a curveball in season 3.
No,
the end of season 3,
they literally just say something oh yeah, nothing fucking matters. They literally, I think that's actually the end of the last episode. They're yeah, fuck you guys, none of this actually matters.
No, so the problem with season 3 that I remember was that they've spent 2 seasons building up the evil Morty.
Yeah.
And it gets no payoff in season. Evil Morty doesn't make it, or he makes one appearance, but it's not actually part of the overarching story.
It's the election thing where he becomes the Council of Rick.
Yeah, but
leader or whatever.
But the end of season 3 is the ABCs of Beth, the one where she thinks she's a clone and yada yada and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so what it felt like to me was that what they were saying was, don't get tied too down into the story you think is going to happen. We're going to tell a story. It's going to happen, but you don't get what you want all the time.
That's not how life works.
Yeah, which is I was okay with that. I was okay, a show that's not going to... A show that's going to do different things when it comes to storytelling, but not try and Game of Thrones it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I'm on board. But season 4, especially these last 5 episodes that they just released, they are pointedly, the entire episode is at the Rick and Morty fan base. It's at the dude jumping on the counter for the Szechuan sauce. fuck you, stop being a dick, we're not going to do what you want us to do. That is what those 5 episodes were specifically about. Because they do all the things that the Rick and Morty fan base talk about. They did the time travel episode. They did the hero's journey thing that Dan Harmon's always going on about. They brought back all of the characters. They did that thing where they shat on bringing back all of the characters and then brought back all of the characters. Yeah. Like, they did everything apart from bring back Evil Morty. So this felt more like no, guys, like, stop. Seriously, stop. Like,
yeah. It's just because you watched a film theory episode about it doesn't mean that's gonna be the fucking story.
Yeah.
Fuck. Pickle Rick, man.
Oh,
funniest shit I ever seen.
Pickle Rick's a good episode.
It is really good, but like,
I love some of the memes that came out of it. Just the ironic memes. There's the one of the Full Metal Alchemist shitty dad who turns his daughter into a hybrid.
Yeah.
Of the dog. Finally done it. I've made Pickle Nina. Funniest shit I ever seen.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I do like every now and then, like someone, like, they do, like, the setup for that, and then it does end with a Pickle Rick punchline. Because I feel like it's been long enough where it's just, like, that's all over, but when it's a good one, it's kind of like the Skyrim, like, fade from black.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Kyron and Pickle Rick meme has become exactly the same meme. It's literally this is the evolution of Trollface.
Yeah.
It started with Trollface and now it's Pickle Rick.
Oh yeah.
No, it started
Funniest
with Rick Roll.
seen.
It started with Rick Rolls, and then now it's up to the Pickle.
So I saw a Rick Roll video today, but it was the opposite. The music starts and then Rick disappears, and I'm like, oh no!
You kids,
he
have
did
no
give you
idea.
up. He is gone.
God.
Oh my god!
I was there when they did chain email.
I was like looking at Mum doing it. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this shit.
They'd send you an email. I remember the first one I ever saw. They sent an email to everyone, and it would be like this long ass story, and you'd have to read it and read it and read it. And you get to the end, and there was like a small video linked into the bottom of it, and it was like at the end of the story was something like, "Oh, if you stare long enough into the distance, you can see her face." And you stare at it for like 30 seconds, and then a ghost pops up in the foreground.
Yeah,
and it freaks you the fuck out. It's like one of the first chain emails I saw. It scared my brother to no end. He ran under a couch. He was like 4 at the time. He piss bolted to the other room, ran under a couch, and was like, no.
I know. I've seen that email. I've seen that video, like when it was an email, but I didn't get all the preamble, or like Mum didn't show us the preamble or whatever. We just showed us the video. We just thought it was a car ad. And you're just watching it, watching the car go through it, and then it like disappears, and it doesn't actually come out the other side. You're like, huh?
Oh no, it's a different one because this one was it's a still image. It's just a still image.
Oh, that video. I know that. Yeah.
You should know something's up when it's a still image, but it's supposed to be a video.
Yeah.
But also, what was that game called where you did like the whole "don't touch the walls," drag the thing up,
game. The
hardest game.
Yeah.
And then like, what if you like if your mouse touches the wall, there's like a thing that comes up and goes.
The Grinch.
Yeah. It just screams.
Oh yeah. That weird
And then there's that video of that guy going and punching a hole through his screen. Like that deal.
I love the one of the blind guy who's playing it, and he's just like he's playing it, and it's like he's blind and deaf, and then he loses the game. And then somebody comes up to him with like Braille, and he feels it, and he falls out of his chair.
Did you guys play the Impossible game? Is that thing still around these days?
Is that the one where you're like playing that square and you've got to avoid the circles?
No. So there was a Flash game back in like 2005 or something. It was a Flash game where the game was pitched as the Impossible game. Because there are a number of levels throughout the whole thing. It's kind of like a roguelike where you go through it, and then if you fail, you eventually, you have to start again. levels are always the same, so you can remember the answers to the questions, but you go through it. But they were obscure as shit. I think it was called The Impossible Game. The one I remember sitting in my head is that like there's a multiple choice thing, and there's just a picture of an arse on the letters.
Oh, you're talking about the quiz games?
Yeah.
Where they're like, it's like the impossible quiz.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
weird multiple choice where it's like click the smallest one, and the smallest one's actually like down the bottom in this tiny, like it's like a pixel.
Yeah.
It was weird. I remember it was like bad in our school where everyone was like, "What number did you get to?" 78.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember those ones. I remember playing that on the iPod Touch.
Yeah. Weird flash game.
Yeah.
I remember
there was a lot of stuff, and like it would say like click the something, and then there would be nothing on the screen, but you've got to actually click the text.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It was like weird, like mind, like brain teasers like that.
Yeah, they'd start off with things like which one is the fairy, and it would be spelt like fairy is in boat or fairy is in fairy.
Yeah,
and then they would have a picture of whatever it was. They would start off with that, and then it would just go. It would just devolve.
It devolved into this weird shit where you're like, I don't understand any of what's happening here. But I would just like, there's one question like late in the game where it's literally just like, as far as I can tell, the only way to get the answer is to just literally click randomly on a white screen.
Yeah,
you'll get an answer somewhere. But yeah, it was weird. Sorry, Kyron, did you have anything else? We seem to tangented off of yours.
No, that's okay. I also okay, so I've played and finished Red Dead 2 in the span since last recording. And I also played and finished Last of Us 2. We won't get into that. It's too early for that shit. And then I've also I played Dreams for a bit.
Oh.
How was that?
I mean, playing the user made games, it's really just like paid for Newgrounds.
That's a really good way to put it.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of it's just broken beyond repair. There's just it's absolutely awful. But the creating part's fun once you get down a bit and get used to the controls.
Did you find the Hit and Run remake?
I looked it up. There's about 1 million of them, and none of them are good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they're all at the stage where they're not remade. They're just they have the assets there, but there's no mission structure or anything. So that's where most of everything's at the moment.
No, with the ones that I've played, it is completely remade in game, in thing because it's on the PS4.
Yeah.
So they don't have any of the assets or anything like that. It's completely you use the circles, you use the things, and then it you piece it together. So there was one where I was being Bart and I was skating.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there was just a gap this fucking big between the road, and you just fall into it and never come back. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you fall into it and start riding a polar bear?
No. Just
the way Dreams was pitched, it was kind of like, oh, you could just go from game to game.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably can, but the creators aren't that smart, the user creators. Because, apparently, the main campaign done by Media Molecule is really good and really inventive. But, I played, the trial of it when it came out. I'm I'll give this a go. And, even that was engaging enough. I'm going to give Media Molecule some money. And then when I do decide to come back and play the story, it'll be there. And I'll have fun with it.
Isn't Nina playing that game as well? No?
We've got it. Got it, but we haven't played it. It's still in the plastic wrapping. She's playing Breath of the Wild at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Fun one.
It's a game.
It's a really good game. I hope they make another one.
Game.
You think it's fine?
It's fine.
I fucking love that game.
It's a good open world game. I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's the best game ever. It's fine.
I really enjoyed it. I think the thing I loved about it the most that actually made it such a good game for me was that you could do whatever. You didn't have to follow a mission structure. you could literally just go fight the boss if you wanted to.
Yeah,
I get whatever order you wanted.
Don't get me wrong, I objectively know that game is incredible. For me, though, it's the same problem with every open world game, which is they pitch to you this idea of something that is urgent.
Yeah.
And then you do whatever you want. I'm like, well, where's the urgency then? If I can spend 40 years doing whatever the fuck I want, why the fuck do I even care? He's just in his castle. He's just there. Like, if we just don't go near him, it's all sweet, right?
The only thing that I didn't like about it was when you finish the game, you're just at the front of the castle again.
Yeah.
And then you can go fight him again. And I was like, I was really looking forward to, after that, traveling a world where that was free from Ganon.
Yeah.
I was excited about that, but then...
Yeah. The idea of that is cool, which you might get in the Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm interested.
No, I think that was
that covers it. It covers the 3 months since we recorded.
Yeah.
What about you, Shannon?
Oh. Shit. Honestly, I've been working more than anything else. It's just been shitty. A lot of work. But I think the thing that I have been focusing on... So 2 things. I got this new computer, which is why my setup looks nice. And so one of the weird things that I kind of need to mention is that for the first time in my life, this is the 5th time I have tried to play Skyrim. This time it might be sticking.
Okay.
I've tried it 4 times before and it's never stuck. I always just go, fuck this, I'm done with it.
That's fair.
This time I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. Maybe it's just that I feel like Skyrim's a PC game. So I'm playing it on the PC. It looks great. It's running well. I'm not getting much load time, so fast travel works.
Yeah, I fucking loved that. Playing it on the PC, you would walk into a room and then it would load.
Yeah.
But then on Xbox 360, I remember playing it on PS3 and Xbox 360. You would walk into a room and you would be like, all right, I'm going to go grab a drink. Anybody want anything?
Right?
Make a coffee. Probably be done by the time I get back, right? Honestly, this has been... I know you don't want to talk about too much, but one of the things that next generation consoles are talking about is like no load times. And this is one of the things that made me wonder about it, was that a lot of Skyrim does a lot of its lore and mechanics like
through load
screens. And the load screens are so fast on this PC, I don't get a chance to read those. Like, I can't. I'm just like, I'd be like, oh, it's gone. All right, cool. Well, I guess I'll just move on and figure it out. So that'll be interesting, because it means that games like this are going to have to design around that, finally. Like, you're going to have to actually figure out a way to tell your players how to fucking play your game, rather than just kicking to a load screen. So yeah, Skyrim's kind of my ongoing burner thing, but I think the thing that I have been spending the most time with recently is Isle of Armor.
Oh, Pokemon, yeah.
Pokemon
DLC.
Pokemon Sword, I think the full title is technically Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass Part 1, The Isle of Armor.
DLC.
That is technically... No, that is technically... Okay. I don't think they even call it DLC.
Yeah.
They call it Expansion Pass.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Just more chill.
It's a good first crack at a DLC. I think there's a couple of things people need to kind of get over, which is one... This is part 1 of the DLC. So you don't... As far as I'm aware, you can't buy the Isle of Armor on its own or the Crown Tundra.
No.
Yeah, you have to buy them together as a pack. So it's 45 Australian, I think, to buy them. Or 35?
I think it's 35. That's how 35? Much I paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah, double check that if you can. But either way, this DLC is $10 worth, maybe.
Oh.
$15 if you're pricing it like an EA DLC.
Or Nintendo in general.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that like But the thing is, you don't get to pay for it on its own. You've got to pay for it with the Crown Tundra, which is coming in November.
Yeah. Which,
from some data mining and some leaks, seems to be far bigger than the Isle of Armor. So it seems alright.
Yeah.
You get 4 hours of story content, maybe 6 if you take your time. but none of it really ties back into the original story. It's all just this weird standalone thing. I think the thing that frustrates me the most about the Isle of Armor is that they treat you like another trainer and not like the fucking champion.
Yeah. Because that was always a good part about like the other Pokemon post games, is that they do start treating you like the champion.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
you get there and they're just like, oh, you're a strong trainer, and you're like, yeah, no shit, I'm the fucking Pokemon League.
Every time I hear about this, I always think back to the start of X and Y when you're fighting the first batch of trainers, and one of them's the little kid that's like, I love running around in the long grass in my shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, but I will say this. The Isle of Armor proves to me that the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield was just a test bed. Because the Isle of Armor is just that. It's all
I'm excited about that.
There is no routes. It is all just one big wild area. And it works. It's good. It's framey in places, of course. It's running on the Switch. But it's good. Like, it's what... The first time you ever saw a camera moving around in a 3D Pokemon space, this is what you wanted.
The thing is...
It's good.
I know this is an amazing thing for Pokemon. I love it as well. I always sit there and go, fuck, this game is so good because you have camera angles. Congratulations, you've caught up with everybody else from 2000.
Yeah. So this is... I don't want to get into this too much because this is actually what I'm writing my first video about.
Yeah.
Is about this... Angles. Yeah, about camera angles and how they should exist. No, about Pokemon in general. And this idea of, like...
Well, seriously, like, that's an interesting thing. Like, God of War, like, the original games, they had fixed perspectives because, like, they were, like super obsessive about how
that's
in the game.
Yes, that's a different video. But no, the first one I want to talk about is Pokemon in general, because this DLC it's a big deal for Pokemon. It's their first, technically, their first ever paid DLC. That's a big deal for a company, for a game in today's day and age to not have any DLC. That's insane. But, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't want to spoil it too much, but like, there's a reason that Pokemon is the largest media IP on the planet.
Yeah.
$96 billion, I believe, was the last count that Pokemon has made in revenue. That is more than Marvel, than all of Disney combined, and that includes Star Wars and all of their Pixar films. That is more than Transformers, that is more than... I don't know, pick a fucking franchise. None of them come even close to Pokemon. It just decimates them all. And there's a reason for that.
Same reason you get Pikachu on a bus?
You're an asshole.
Take a time out.
Yeah, can we boot him from the street?
Bye!
No, but I'm that's one of the videos I'm trying to work on, is like what the deal is with this DLC.
What is the deal with DLC?
Yeah, right. But it's really good. I would say that if you're iffy about it, maybe wait till the Crown Tundra comes out and see what people say about that.
Just binge it.
Yeah, because if people say the Crown Tundra is great, then it's worth the money. Now, because the Crown Tundra hasn't come out yet, you've paid a lot of money for not a lot. And it feels a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying
it. I have a genuine question. Is it worth it having DLC? Or should it just be like every other Pokemon game, $60, get the full fucking set?
I prefer this. So far, with the Isle of Armor, I have preferred this model to the old model of, it's 1 year later, here's another $60 game, or another $100, like $80 game. Here's another $80 game that's basically the same thing with a little bit of difference. I prefer this to having a Platinum or an Emerald or an Ultra Sun.
I think the thing is with this Pokemon game is it feels like what DLC is actually supposed to be. So we got the full game.
Yeah.
We got that. But we got extra now. Like,
yeah.
I feel like, I paid for a Pokemon game and I got that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
now there's all this other stuff you can get for half the price of what you paid.
Yeah. And the Isle of Armor is, like I said,
I haven't even bought it because I already feel complete. If
Yeah.
I want to buy it later,
You don't have to get
talk
this.
about it, I'll get it. But
Yeah.
at the moment,
there
I
are
don't really care about it.
there are 100 and something new Pokemon added to the Pokedex, but you don't have to buy the DLC to get those. You can just transfer them in. Like if you've got them or you got mates who have them, just trade them. You don't need to have them. It's a weird thing because now that expansion's in the game and I've got it, I don't like going back to the other map that's got the roots and all that shit on it because it feels weird to go back to, I can't move the camera anymore.
Yeah.
The only downside, the only flaw I will pick at the Isle of Armor is that there is no daycare.
What?
Okay.
I wish there was a daycare there that you could leave Pokemon so you could breed your Pokemon on the Isle of Armor. There is none, so I mean, the solution there is you just go to the one that's in the wild area. There's one in the wild area, you go there. It's still a wild area, you can still do your shit. But the one thing they're missing from the Isle of Armor is a daycare. They've literally got everything else there. So,
Yeah.
I guess
not
that's
having
why
that.
I totally get with where you're coming from with camera angles as well, because like Animal Crossing, man.
See, like,
you can use camera angles inside a house, but then where you actually need to use camera angles,
you can't.
you can't.
Yeah.
It's not even that much resource. I don't
Yeah.
understand why.
Well, see, this is the thing, is that the reason that you can't is because they haven't animated what's behind the camera. That's the reason. That's why it's stuck.
All to animate though.
Yeah, but but it's still more. It's still more things to animate. So there's nothing behind you. So if you were to rotate that camera, you'd be looking literally into a black void most of the time, or a white void,
I
depending
guess
on which engine
it makes
they
it
ran.
easier to figure out how you're going to design the island because
Yeah.
you want everything to look the same way. So it's easy. You just do that.
It's an easy way. It's an easier way to design. It's an easier way to focus. And for the most part, when it comes to Pokemon specifically, this isn't something I'm going to talk about in the video, so I can talk about it. It's just a matter of, like, for the most part, Pokemon has been on systems that don't have a lot of power.
Yeah.
You know, the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, the DS. They're not systems with, 10 gigs of RAM and a fucking GPU. They're fucking little tiny... Like, they've designed these games to be running on those little tiny things. And what they've been designing for ever since then is, like... And even when you look at X and Y and Sun and Moon, is to get the most out of this weird fucking tiny, esoteric little piece of gadgetry.
Yeah.
Now they have the chance to actually spread their wings and start to stretch a little bit on, like, oh, okay, well, we've got, like, an Xbox 360's worth of power in the Switch now. And Bethesda was able to pull off Skyrim, so what can we do? And that's the thing, is that they're kind of 10 years behind, so having the expectations of today's video games for them is weird. And that's not Game Freak's fault at that point. That's Nintendo's fault, because Nintendo's the one designing the hardware. Game Freak can only design to the hardware they're given. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure if they wanted to, they could have a 4K, 60 frames, open world RPG Pokemon game sitting on their computers, but it ain't gonna fucking run on the Switch. Like, and that's just the end of the story.
I think a lot, like, the comparisons become a little harder when you have Breath of the Wild also running on the Switch, which is this hugely dynamic game, gives you a full camera.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you've got Breath of the Wild's team who has also worked on a game like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
Who has worked on Skyward Sword, who has worked on a system like the N64, the GameCube, the Wii, the Wii U. They've worked on those platforms before. Game Freak has only ever, the Pokemon series has only ever developed for the handheld consoles. You're asking a baby to sprint before it can fucking stand.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Do it.
you have to do it, fucking baby. Pull your weight, go out and get a job and earn some money for this family.
I have my annoyance with the DLC, because as a person who's never bought like the games as they come out, and I always do end up getting like the Ultra Sun and Moon or the the whatever. I get the X, Y, and the Z.
Yeah. Yep.
I always end up getting something like that. I just feel like it's annoying that I have to, because I can just wait, pay base price, and there we go. I have everything.
Yeah.
But now I have to pay base price.
Well,
and now I have to pay DLC.
I get it. But also, like, those games will go on sale eventually.
Yeah.
They'll go on sale.
The DLC won't. But the DLC won't.
But the DLC won't. But like, they'll go on sale. They'll drop $35. Then you buy the DLC, and it's still the same price. You know what I mean? Like,
or they'll probably bundle it in a hard copy somewhere. Or whatever. Like, they'll start doing that sort of stuff.
Like, this is their first crack.
Because Nintendo doesn't do that. Like, Zelda is probably the best one that they have DLC for. That doesn't come with their.
Yeah, but they haven't had a chance to. Like, these kind of bundles usually come later in this life cycle of, like, it's time for a Game of the Year edition. And Nintendo hasn't had a chance to do that yet. Like, you'll get editions of games. Like, what I suspect Nintendo is probably waiting for is Breath of the Wild 2. In the run-up to Breath of the Wild 2, let's say 6 months before Breath of the Wild 2, here's a re-release of Breath of the Wild, all the DLCs included. That's what they'll do. Like, it's not hard to see that part. And I think it's the same with Pokemon. They'll probably re-release Sword and Shield with the DLCs included, but in the run-up to whatever the next Pokemon game is. Probably not the remakes that'll be coming up. Probably the Generation 9 game. They'll be like, oh, here you go. Here's the full experience.
It's going to be really interesting. A Gen 4 remake, complete wild area.
That's the thing I'm worried about. Is that what they're going to do? Is because they I think they've basically split into two teams now, where one works on the remakes and one works on the regulars, and they rotate between the two. And I just worry that the remake team doesn't have the tech for the wild area, so the Gen 4 remake's just going to be a straight up Pokemon game, just like you have.
They'd share resources.
You'd hope so, because they do run on the same engine. But I worry about it.
Yeah, they definitely do run on the same engine, like X and Y, Alpha.
Yes, and not only do they run on the same engine, X and Y only had 8 ways direction.
Yeah.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had full 360. So
I fucking hated that when someone pointed that out. They
Yeah.
pointed it out to me, and I was like, "No, you've ruined my favorite Pokemon game."
Yeah, you only have 360 on the roller skates. If you have the roller skates, you're good to go. But anywhere else,
why, because I always use the roller skate.
Yeah, you never notice it unless it's pointed out. But the other barn is really fucking good. I'm now currently trying to breed a shiny team.
Nice.
Oh god.
Which is why the daycare thing bugged me.
That you could be using on Naruto.
Well, that's the idea. I'm going to put Naruto on the iPad and then breed some Pokemon. Because my life has no meaning right now. Yeah.
I mean, that's not true. You get to raise Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, I read. Oh, actually, shit! I could do this. I could do this live. Well, not live. I mean, on the air, I guess. So I got the Pokemon Home app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I bred like 20 Littens yesterday. And I put 10 of them in the Wonder Box. So we're gonna find out what random fucking Pokemon I got. Jesus, this thing. Also, this thing is weird, but also like a really weird improvement to the game.
I've got Pokemon Home on the Switch, and I'm like, this is solid. I don't have any old Pokemon to import, so it means nothing to me.
I mean, yeah, like I had 1,000 Pokemon to import, so it like really, really helped me. I got a Solrock. Oh, Jesus.
Woohoo!
I have shiny Sylveon. I would love to take him.
Well...
Yeah, you can. Pokemon Home's free. You don't have to pay for it. I've paid for it to get extra stuff.
I think
but...
it's my Pokemon Bank.
Yeah.
What's our opinions on
But I just paid for
Unite?
Unite? What's that?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. I forgot about that.
What's that?
It's a League of Legends Pokemon.
It's a Pokemoba.
I fell
No!
It gets
No more
worse.
moments!
It's only for Switch and mobile.
Oh,
So you have all of
Moba Isle.
Oh, that's great.
Man, I hate it. I hate it. Like if
I don't care.
I liked
you have to pay
MOBAs
for
when
it,
they were a brand new thing.
It's
But-
free to play. They've already said it's free to play.
okay,
Every
good. So
MOBA is,
if
except
you
for
have to
Dota.
pay for it, just fucking don't touch it and just play League.
Yeah, no, it's
Is
they've
there,
already
is
said it's
there
free to play.
any MOBA that you have to pay for? I'm pretty sure all of them are free.
There was
Diablo?
one. Heroes of the Storm.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heroes
it's
of the Storm is free.
No, you had to pay for it when it first came out. I know.
Ah.
I sold the games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never.
Oh.
You had it came out as a non-free to play game because Blizzard were like, well, we're Blizzard, so you'll fucking pay for it. And then people didn't pay for it, and then they went free to play. Here's the thing with the Pokemon MOBA. I don't care. Either way. There have been... If you're the kind of person who thought that Pokemon was going to stick to Pokemon games for their entirety of their life, you're an idiot. Because there have been Pokemon puzzle games, strategy games, beat-em-ups,
Pinball games.
pinball games. There's Pokemon Snap. Like who cares about the Pokemon MOBA? They released they new Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Go exists.
Pokemon Go, like they literally create every type of game there is, and then slap Pokemon on the top. This is the next. It's Pokemon Picross. Like it doesn't surprise me that I can see why people were frustrated because it got its own separate video announcement, which is usually the move saved for main series games. But at the end of the day, it's a Pokemon MOBA. Some people will play it, some people will like it. Doesn't affect me at all.
I'm pretty sure it's a 10-cent joint, so...
It is. That scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
Get 10 cent out of my fucking Pokemon.
It's 10% invested and being made by the people who made Call of Duty Mobile, which is super successful, so...
They also made something else.
Get thereafter. Sorry?
They've also made something else.
Yeah,
Shit.
another super popular thing, but...
I just feel like it's a waste of time and money when the fan base is actively asking for...
No, here's the thing. It's going to make bank.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The fan base won't play it. It'll be other people who want, like... It'll be small people who like Dota and Pokemon. Dota or League. And then they just come in, and then just... If that gets good and competitive, boom, you get a whole new audience. Not necessarily
example,
for you and me.
Pokemon Go. I know Vanessa never fucking touched a Pokemon game in her life, but she plays Pokemon Go.
Yeah. There are plenty of people, and Vanessa's friends, like her work friends, none of them are video gamers. They hate video games. They think I'm a weirdo because I work, like, where I work and all that kind of stuff. I try not to say where I work because I really think it's going to get me in trouble one day. But they think I'm a weirdo, but at the end of the day, like, she gets her entire work team in on Pokemon Go. Like, because of the nostalgia, and this is one of the things, like, again, biggest IP company in the world to date, the first company that's going to hit $100 billion in revenue. It is insane how big this thing is, and it's got that nostalgia hook where literally anyone... We go to the park near here, and there are, I'm going to say, 45, 50-year-old people walking around with Pokemon Go on their phones. And they love it. They love it. It doesn't matter. Pokemon's found a way to get into everyone's hearts. This is just another vector. Like, this is just them going, there's an audience for Dota, you know? It was either this, or it was going to be a Pokemon Battle Royale. And to be honest, I'd prefer this.
I prefer the Battle Royale. That would be fun.
I would play that. I think it's the only Battle Royale I would play.
Yes, I would
Nah.
be in a Rapidash. Fuck yeah.
Nah.
Just fucking, like, boot some cunt.
No,
You're all crazy.
I would play it if it was just you chose a Pokemon and you played as that Pokemon. But if it was you running around as a trainer,
No.
Nah. Ooh.
which is what they probably would do. You'd be like running around. Oh, I found a Pokeball. It's got a Hitmonlee.
Wait, isn't that what Pokemon Rumble is and all that franchise? Basically, like their beat 'em up games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I said, I mean, again, Pokemon has touched every genre. Like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon's a fucking roguelike.
There is the zombie apocalypse Pokemon game. I would like it.
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Fucking, who cares?
The rest of us.
The best of
I always
us.
love that joke where
The
it's
best
just
of us. The best that ever was.
The best that ever was of us. I think we killed Keena.
just choking on spit.
Oh man. But yeah, other than Pokemon, that's been kind of it. I mean, I watch a lot of footy now. I've turned into my dad.
Ew.
Go Space Broncos.
Why?
Well, okay. So here's the thing. I've always enjoyed football. Like I'm like specifically rugby league. I'm a rugby league guy. Born in New South Wales, so I'm a Blue supporter. And I've always enjoyed watching rugby league, and I enjoy watching sports in general. But rugby league's the one that I watch. And I've never understood I've always sat in between the two worlds because I've never been athletic enough to play it and be like really into it. I mean, I played a little bit of wing when I was a kid.
Who didn't?
Huh?
Who didn't?
Yeah, that's fair.
Me.
But
Nerd.
I'll beat your ass.
You might have a broken arm, so you can do anything to me.
But
Cool.
But the thing was,
recording.
but the thing was, I went to university and I studied theatre, and I met this section of people, and they seem to not just be in theatre; they seem to be kind of everywhere. Of people that seem to vehemently hate sports, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Like
of all sports? 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't hate
like-
all sports. I
yeah.
hate some sports.
Yeah, like there are some sports, and again, like I think it's just like video games or movies. Like there are some sports I just don't get. Like I don't get curling.
It's not your taste.
You know, I don't get. You know, I don't
Does
get.
get curling.
I don't get synchronized swimming or diving. You know, I don't get swimming in general. I don't really care for swimming or athletics or anything like that.
And I
But
get polo.
yeah, you know,
shouldn't. We've cured polo.
I don't get equestrian. You know,
Yeah, I don't understand most horses.
he says sipping a Pinot
Horses either.
Noir.
What the fuck are they saying?
But I enjoy rugby league, and I enjoy, you know, and if a game of AFL's on the TV, I'll watch it. But I'm not, you know. And the thing was, when quarantine happened and sports was ripped away from me, I suddenly was like, oh god, I really miss sports. Like, I really miss watching. I don't know, there's something cathartic about watching 13 big burly men just beat each other for 80 minutes. It's fucking fun. Especially when they, tackle each other. You're like, ah, shit, he should be dead. He's not, though. He's played the ball.
Perfect just impersonation of watching sport.
Yeah, that's sports in a nutshell. Yeah, contact sports in a nutshell. It's like, he should be dead, but he's not, so he's still walking. That's good. And, and they've got,
That's a lot of blood.
and
News.
they made a bunch of changes to the rules in NRL, so it's actually made it it's
1.5
weird.
meters between each other. No
Oh.
tackle.
No, they've actually
Fair
made
football.
they've made it faster and a whole bunch of other stuff basically what it amounts to is that the players get tired quicker in the new game. So there's a lot more of you get to the second half of the game and they're just like.
Not gonna lie, you had it in the first half.
And you're literally, yeah, and you're literally watching people on their literal last legs, and so there's this weird sort of blood sport kind of thing about it of go on, give that last 10%, go on, and I've become a rabid
We should
football
bring back
fan.
blood sports. If everything that's going on in 2020, we deserve some blood sport.
Yeah, bring back the Gladiator Arena.
That reminds me, Dean asked me not too long ago, a friend of his was having a football night where, come over, have some drinks, watch the footy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, do you want to come? Because he invited you. And I thought, oh, well, I could go. I didn't end up going because we had something else on. But Dean was going by himself. He said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even watch football. I have no idea what it is. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, what am I even gonna say when they do anything? I'm like, have you seen that ludicrous display last night?
Oh god. And see, that's the thing, is that I live between those two worlds. I live between the worlds of people who don't watch sports and don't care for it, and people who really fucking love it. Like, the reason I like rugby league is because of my dad. He's a mad rugby league fan. And I grew up with it.
The right. I was refused the right. I actually got into the football club in grade 3. I applied and I got in, and then my mum was like, no.
Honestly, dude, your height, you probably could have been a really good football player.
Yeah, I know. My
Look,
uncle says the same thing.
Yeah.
I tried to get into football, but I was that kid that was like on the sidelines, like completely free of everyone going, "Oi, pass it, I'm open." And then there's just that glory hog that just who thinks it's a solo sport.
Look, you never
stops someone from getting a try by blocking it with my face. Remember that?
I remember that.
That's rough.
They kicked it and it went straight into my face and went to the other side of the field. That's how
like
hard.
Like a perfect V shape. Like it came and hit him in the face. Went just like came in and went poof back on that way.
Oh, that's rough. See, the problem with
ground, and they're like, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm like, "What happened?"
Yeah, where am I? Are you my mommy? The problem with rugby league generally is that when you're a kid, most kids play on the wing, like way on the edges, because there's nothing else to do, you know. And it's not a difficult position to play. You're not up in the front getting hit, so you play on the wing. But you're right, the glory hogs don't want to pass to the wingers, and the kids aren't good at the game, so they kind of have blinders on, so they don't think about the edge of the field. The problem is, that's where most kids get stuck, so most kids are like, I don't want to play football because I never get the ball anyway, so fuck it. But when you get up to the higher grades, the wingers are the fucking guys getting all the tries, and they get all the highlights, and they get all this, like wingers and fullbacks get paid millions. Well, not millions. Like, you know, $400,000 or $500,000 a year to just stand there and occasionally get the ball. Like, it's crazy. They gotta figure out a better way of doing that. But anyway, I've been watching football, playing Pokemon. That's me in a nutshell. I'm a weird person.
Oh,
Has wrestling come back?
Wrestling never went away.
It was never gone.
It was never gone. They
just started yelling at each other.
No, so
5 meters away.
that's a real fucked up situation in there. Oh man. So what WWE did was they moved all of their performances to a place they call the Performance Center, which is where they train all of their wrestlers. They moved it all to there. And did shows with no crowds, just the wrestlers in the ring. It's really weird. It's a real surreal kind of circumstance. They did WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year, in that arena. No crowd. To no one. I watched it live because I needed to see what that was. Like, it was it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Because you start to realize that the only reason wrestling is watchable is because of the live crowd.
And
they've got someone to perform
off their energy
for.
Yeah, the energy of the crowd, the performance, the people like giving them more, that's what makes wrestling wrestling. And I've always been kind of the person who's like, well, do you really need a fucking crowd? Because they're sometimes shitty and... But it turns out, no, you need it. You need the live crowd. They have started to bring in... So WWE specifically started bringing in other talent that is like their school, like their trainees that work at the Performance Center. They're in the crowd now, and they're starting to open up and allow people into like friends and family members allowed back into the audience. The problem is the Performance Center. Guess where the Performance Center is? Guess.
New
I'm
Mexico.
gonna guess like it's either a terrible state in Texas, or it's in California.
No, it's in Florida.
that's the state.
It's in Florida. Of all states, it's in fucking Florida.
Cool.
So it's in a bad position to begin with. And then to add on top of that, literally in the last week and a half, about 24 WWE staff members have tested positive for COVID. They've been running shows literally every week. They've been recording them. So instead of doing live television programs like they normally do, they would record 2 weeks worth of programs, air those, then everyone would basically quarantine for 2 weeks and then come back and do it again. Oopsies.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that's how they were doing it. They were doing it on 2-week cycles. It's been weird. They seem to be still plowing it along, and as far as I can tell, all reports say that Vince McMahon believes it's just a cold. So he's not doing anything. He's just going to keep doing what he's doing.
A cold, as in like...
He believes it's no worse than a cold.
Cold.
The WWE or the virus?
The COVID virus. That's what he thinks. He thinks it's no worse than a bad flu. You can just get over it.
That's what most Americans think.
Yeah.
Don't forget, like, Vince McMahon himself donated $18 million to Donald Trump. They're good friends. They're close friends. And this is the problem I've been having over the last 6 months of just, like, how do I reconcile my fandom of wrestling?
Yeah.
The truth is, like, I do watch AEW, but even that's been weird, because they did the same thing. But what they did was they said, if you want to work, you can. If you don't want to work, you don't have to.
Giving out the option.
Yeah. And literally there have been a bunch of wrestlers on the AEW roster that have said, nah, don't want to. I would prefer to stay back because I'm high risk or someone I know is high risk or whatever. And so far they've stuck to their word. Those people have not been fired or... Like, WWE fired 40% of its roster. Just straight up
I
gone.
remember that report, yeah.
Yeah. But the AEW guys haven't done anything like that. And anyone who's not working the match that's happening is in the crowd. And they're allowed to wear masks, and they're allowed to do this and that and the other. And it kind of works, but, like, man, wrestling is weird. At this point, the next big show is supposed to be SummerSlam, which is meant to be in August. It was meant to be in Boston. Boston has literally said they will not do anything larger than 100 people until September. So that show will
at the very least.
That show will either have to move to a different city or it will move until after September. And that doesn't work because SummerSlam it's not summer, but also SummerSlam for the wrestling people out there, it's one of the big four, and if you move it to after September, you actually butt up against the second of the big four, which is Survivor Series, which happens in November. You need that gap between the two because the stories build from one to the other. So if you don't have that gap between, it fucks up. So I don't know what they're going to do. World is really fucked right now, and honestly, it pains me to say it, but it's true. The thing that has pissed me off the most about COVID is wrestling. Like, I just want my wrestling back, and I can't have it, and I'm really bummed about it. It's the only thing I want back.
I finally got my gym back today, so I hope you finally get your wrestling back.
Oh, thank you. It's so weird.
To be fair, like, Australia's a lot better than America.
Oh,
Australia did something about the virus. America just looked at it like, nah, should be right, mate.
Yeah, if we test, we'll be alright.
No, if we don't test, we'll be alright.
That's
Yeah.
The
Trump's
current-
said.
No, that's what he said. His thing is like, oh, if we do less testing, we'll have less cases.
Yeah, that's what he
So-
said. He said if we
Yeah.
do less testing, there'll be less cases. Because, you won't...
He's a very intelligent fella, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
Speaking of Vince McMahon, I saw a post where, like, he got killed in a car accident on, like, in wrestling.
Oh, that was like
And then
10 years ago.
actually called him up to make sure he was okay.
Wait,
Vince,
So Vince McMahon, you probably know the story better, Shannon. Like,
So there was a weird storyline that was happening in 2007 around WWE where Vince McMahon did this weird thing during an episode of Monday Night Raw, where the whole episode he was being really weird, and by weird I mean
unusual.
Yeah, well, no, weird and like out of the ordinary for Vince McMahon. So instead of yelling at people and being over the top, he's being very like, "Hi, how good to see you," and like being very like cordial and saying hello and being very nice to people on air, which he normally wouldn't do. And it gets to the end of the episode, and he just very like almost like he was in a trance. He kind of walks to the back of the arena, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Like all the wrestlers are out there, like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he just kind of smiles and just like weirdly just gets into a limo. And he closes the door, and it cuts, and the limo starts driving away. And as the limo gets up the ramp of whatever arena they were at in the car park, the limo explodes. Just explodes, completely blows up. Fire engines come in, ambulances come in. The whole thing's just going into chaos. Cut to credits. Like end of show. Next show starts, and that was the end of the episode. It was meant to lead to a storyline where Vince had an illegitimate son that would take over the company in his absence.
Yeah. Lex Luthor.
Yes, and then like 9 months later, Vince would emerge with, he was going to grow his hair out, he was going to grow his fingernails out, he was going to stop eating and lose weight so that he could come out and be like, I'm Vince McMahon, and like be like all emaciated and shit, and take the company back at WrestleMania. That was the plan. The problem was Chris Benoit died like a week later, and they couldn't do a death storyline when an actual death had happened in the wrestling community, and a pretty horrific one at that. The most horrific one. I shouldn't sugarcoat that. That's the one where he killed himself and his wife and his son. It's fucked. So as soon as that happened, they scrapped the storyline and went somewhere else. But yes, because of when that happened, when the limo exploded, Donald Trump called Vince McMahon and went, "Are you okay?" Because he's that fucking stupid.
If you died, that would be bad.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, wouldn't be good.
Nathaniel, you're a bit too good at that impression.
Yeah.
That was. Oh man, that was really good.
I get most of my inspiration from when I listen to Triple J in the morning. I'm on my way to work, the news starts just before I get to work, and then they talk about stuff that's happening in America. And then they do a thing where Donald Trump was interviewed, and instead of playing the interview, they quote him, and it's the fucking funniest shit I've ever heard, because they're being very normal, very responsible about it, they're not paying him out at all, but they do quote him word for word. So
when you hear Donald Trump's quotes in a regular person's voice,
I've tried to like read his like quotes.
It's shit. Like he said that he spoke to his son-in-law about Iraq, and he thought that it wasn't good and that it was bad. Like,
you should all go watch the John Oliver episode where they feed his speech into like Siri and get Siri to read it back. Like into an automated, it's the worst shit. Oh man, it's so good. Anyway, we're going long. We should probably get Keena's stuff.
We've been going a long time. We have been going a long time.
Yeah.
Because we've been gone a long time.
It's been a long time. We do long time.
How much of this wine have I drunk?
So, wait, update since, I guess the remake spoiler cast.
Yeah.
I got a new TV. Thanks to Nathaniel for helping me put that up, because I couldn't that weekend, because that was the weekend that I dislocated my arm. Sorry?
I put holes in the wall.
Yeah. We'll cover it up when we leave.
I did it, and then I was like, guys, what? I'm like, your wall is 90% brick. I don't have the tools for this.
Shit.
Go to Bunnings and get better tools, and even that was still a nightmare.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, we got new drill bits, and I thought, okay, well, this area doesn't look like it's brick, and then it was. And then fuck.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass, but I do appreciate it, because now I have a 4K HDR OLED TV. It looks beautiful. I have a
What brand?
Dolby Atmos LG.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Now I have a hermit housemate that never comes out of his room because you gave him a TV.
Oh, did you give your old one to Dean?
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He had a TV before that.
He did, but he wasn't in his room. But then
He
when you
did,
gave
but
him
he
a better
spilled
one-
beer on it 4 years ago and hasn't fixed it.
No, the funny thing about this is that his old TV was Kyron's TV that he gave to him.
Well, at least he's keeping it in the family.
Well, like, my old TV, this old, like, 10, 15-year-old Sony Bravia is, like, my housemate's ex-partner's, like, house's, like, TV, and I don't even think they were theirs originally. So, like, these TVs have lineage.
Bravia's a good TV.
It's not a bad TV either. It's got a lot. It's high hue. Like the colors are very vibrant, but that's it. You can't really change it.
The colors are dying on it. Like we accidentally left it on overnight, and then we just moved, and then it just started like the blacks weren't as black as they should have been anymore. It just
First TV I bought when I moved out of home was a Bravia. They're really fucking good. They're really
good.
Was
it that one that they promoted with like the 3D?
I don't know, if I open that closet more, you'd actually see it. It's in there right now. It doesn't...
Same.
Yeah. It doesn't work right now because they have a common problem where the LCD panel basically stops working. It's easily repairable. You can just take it to a place like any TV repair shop and they'll be able to fix it. But it just happens. So that TV's in there. The one we've got in the lounge room now is 4K. But I'm going to replace... Like, I'm going to get that one fixed and put it in our bedroom. Because it's an excellent fucking TV. It's, you know, it's not 4K or HDR or anything like that, but for what I paid for it, it's fucking great. Bravia's great.
And they probably would have been the brand I got if I didn't like, if LG just wasn't like future-proofed the way I was.
Oh yeah. No, the new LG 4K stuff is incredible, like absolutely incredible.
Because it's got like G-Sync and FreeSync. Well, it's supposed to get a FreeSync update, which like the next-gen consoles should have support for. So really happy with that. I have a Dolby Atmos Samsung surround sound system. Like a Samsung, it's a bass, what are they called? Subwoofer, and then 2 satellite speakers. And now Disney Plus has Atmos support back, so Star Wars and Atmos is good. Really, really happy with this setup. Like,
it's good.
It's awesome. Like I went over for like the day before my birthday and we watched Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
fucking beautiful.
That would look great.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
fucking great.
Awesome.
And that wasn't even like it working properly because Disney had scaled back its like support. Like it wasn't actually in HDR, wasn't actually in Atmos. Because Disney did the thing to like everyone's at home lockdown. We're gonna like
throttle everything back. Yeah.
I still got 4K, but it wasn't.
But Netflix did that as well.
Yeah. I think Netflix you can force it, but
you can force it, but they compressed everything for a while to be like, oi, like everyone's at home. Our servers are already working on a hope and a prayer. Like, fuck this.
Yeah. But this weekend, this week, all the high-end stuff came back on. And I'm going to watch Hamilton with some friends. And that'll be an Atmos, which would be fun to watch, like, a stage play in, like, Atmos.
Oh, shit, yeah. Should watch Hamilton.
But yeah, no, I really like this system. All I need now is the 4K Blu-ray player, which is what my PS5 is going to be.
Yeah.
Get a twofer.
Sorry?
I'm just saying it's a twofer. It's like a 4K Blu-ray and the new gaming console.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you guys. Like, which version are you going to get? The disc version or the cheaper digital version of the PS5?
Probably disc.
So
I mean, disc.
The disc version makes sense considering I have games on the PS4 and this will most likely be backwards compatible, so I can just throw the discs in and be okay. However, when I built this PC, I specifically did not give it a disc drive. Because I want to see how this will go. So in a couple months, I might just go the cheaper one without the disc because I don't need it. Like, if it's got a big enough hard drive in it, I don't see the reason to have it.
I think the only reason I'll be getting the one with the disc is because I have a girlfriend that loves buying hard copies of games.
Yeah, I mean the question is just. Yeah, the question there is just like how much longer will those disc copies exist?
Yeah.
Well, I would sure hope that you hope a while.
Look, man, look. Look. If there's one thing that this whole thing has done, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm fine. I'll be fine. I don't really care. But I understand as best as anyone. Pardon me.
Bless you.
This is the way the industry is going. It's going to go all digital eventually.
Yeah.
Not much you can do about it. The question is just how quickly individuals will actually take that up.
Yeah.
And I think I might be there.
Like, yeah. For me, the reason I want to keep discs is because, like, games are still $30 cheaper when you buy them at launch. Like, on disc as opposed to getting it digitally.
Yeah.
Like, in Australia, that's a key feature for why I keep buying.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
$10 game to an $80 or $75 game.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
still because I didn't have to pay for
to a
Star Wars.
$69 game. Yeah.
What was that name?
I said I still like disc because I didn't have to pay for Star Wars. I just borrowed King's
Yeah, the game sharing thing is still a big thing. Like, you can't just like, hey man, try this game out. Like, that's a big deal. Yeah, you're right.
Like,
Maybe
Keena
we'll go
dropped
to
off
discs.
his copy of Last of Us 2, and that's how I played it.
Right.
You know?
I paid $69 for it instead of $99 for it. Like, so that's the reason at the moment.
I mean,
I don't mind going all digital. I also like having like copies, like collections of specific games. Cause...
Me personally, I always am more inclined to buy a game. If I walk into EB, more often than not, I walk out with something. But if I go on the PlayStation Store, I just go now. Like, I don't really care. I don't really look at it.
I mean,
I guess that's just me, but
yeah, I mean, I opened my Steam account and I spent like 2 hours just scrolling through everything. And you're right. When I have the game physically in my hand, I'm more likely to purchase it. It's a weird thing though, because like I've gotten over my collector's editions phase. I used to buy collector's editions for fucking everything. Now I'm just like, like, I'll buy a nice collector's editions for the game that I really want. I bought the deluxe version of Final Fantasy. I bought the gold edition of Pokemon Sword and Shield. The problem with Final Fantasy is that most of their big collector's editions are Square Enix exclusives. Or they're
to Australia.
Or they're so limited. I think it was the Final Fantasy 15 edition, the big one that had like the Noctis statue. They did send those to Australia. They sent 80 of them.
How many of us do they think there are?
Yeah. They did. I think they did in total 15,000 of that, and 80 came to Australia. And I might add that's 80 in total. That's across Xbox One and PS4. As far as I'm aware, that was how many Square Enix sent to Australia. They fucking hate us. I don't know why, but Square Enix has always hated Australia. Don't ask me why.
And I just don't think we exist. Like,
yeah.
You still can't, like, even if you go to the European Square Enix store, which is botched compared to the Japanese and North American one, like, it doesn't have as much content. They still don't ship here.
Yeah.
So, cause, like, I wanted to buy the 7 soundtrack.
But that's part of the deluxe version, isn't it?
No, that's the mini thing. I want like the full 7 disc set.
Oh,
yeah. So just and I'm not paying like an extra like what $50 to $100 on Play Asia for it. So
it's one of the things that Square Enix doesn't get because like that's the reason for so many years people imported Square Enix games because they just didn't think about the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And they still haven't got there. They're still trying to catch up, but you know.
They know North America exists now.
Yeah, well, thank God for that, eh? That Avengers game looks alright.
I'll probably buy it.
Yeah.
Like a superhero game It looks like fun.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing. Sorry.
It just looks like Ultimate Alliance 4. Like
That was great. That was great.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Just the green borders at the same time.
It's the kind of thing that, because I'm pretty sure, so as far as I'm aware, this is a multiplayer online game, like a Destiny type thing, right?
yes, but it does also have only solo story missions.
Well, I was actually more interested in the multiplayer. It's the kind of thing that I could think maybe we would play on the channel,
Yeah.
maybe. We could get together and play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
we've
think-
all got the capability to do it.
Yeah. We all have...
It's cross-gen.
I think we
so
all-
you
yeah.
buy it.
I think we all have at least one of the same... Like, we all have PS4s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can all get it on
I'm the
that.
only one without an Xbox, so yeah.
And Dean's the only one without a PS4.
He has access to one.
Yeah.
He has access. Doesn't Toby have one?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the size of the party, though, as well. Like, if it's a 4
I think it's only 4.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is I'm saying, like, we, on this call, people who showed up
Yeah.
to the fucking podcast,
Little bitch.
just saying, he didn't even have to travel for it. He could have just stayed home.
Decided
Okay.
to travel instead.
That's
insane.
Like, every other time, he's like, no, I'm gonna go somewhere else because it's travel. And this time it's, fuck it. I love you, Dane. I love you.
A dirty little shithead.
I've also been rewatching Rebels because we're slowly going through all the Star Wars stuff, but work is a nightmare. We have to keep working, so
Yeah.
not going through it as fast as I'd like. But Rebels is really good. Like, we watched Clone Wars as well. Clone Wars season 7 is amazing, but like the rest of it, you're like, cool. There's some like good spots here and there. Whereas like
Excuse me
Rebels,
momentarily.
whereas like Rebels just hits the ground running. It's just like, we're good. We're gonna give you characters you're interested in pretty much from the start. And yeah, I just finished season 2, which is like the battle with like Ahsoka versus Vader, and like everyone else versus Maul, and like, this is good shit. This is good Star Wars.
It's good Star Wars. It's supposed to bad Star
It
Wars.
is, yeah, no, not episode 9.
If.
The yeah, like episode 9 is not good or bad enough to actually elicit a response from anyone. Thus, it is bad.
Wait, they made an episode 9? Shit, son. They made an episode 9.
I've also played and finished The Last of Us 2. I'm probably going to play it again on the PS5 when it comes out, so that I have that like boost mode feature, and then like I'll get the platinum for it, because I want to like collect my thoughts on it, collect other people's thoughts, collect like the Naughty Dog's thoughts, and then eventually like once it
Naughty Dog's thoughts are, it's good and you should shut the fuck up. That's what Naughty Dog's thoughts are.
more or less. Like, I listened to a podcast with Neil Druckmann, Ashley Johnson, and Troy Baker, and that was good to like get into it. What?
I'm sorry. That is the most like, oh man, that, how do I put this?
The most overworked actors in the industry.
No, that's like doing a podcast on the flaws of Donald Trump, and my guests are Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and Mike Pence. Like, that doesn't. That's not.
I see what you mean. It was like mediated by Greg Miller. Kind of funny. Like, it was.
Yeah. Some real independent journalism here. Fuck.
But yeah, no, it's more of their like thoughts into it. I'm like, cool, just like synthesizing all that, and then when the PlayStation 5 comes out, probably after I play Miles and Ratchet, I'll go through.
Yeah, depends on when they release.
Look,
I think
I've
they
played
launch games.
I've played the game, and I like to say that I'm like pretty fucking neutral about everything. Like, if it's good, it's good. It's bad, it's bad. The only reason I can see people not liking this is because they're either transphobes, homophobes, or sexists. that is the only reason not to like this game.
Hey, what happened?
Hey, Last of Us 2 with low.
I see. I don't. Okay. Generally speaking, I can understand what you're talking about, but like I said, we were talking about this before the podcast. I just don't like The Last of Us. So
Look, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you like The Last of Us, there's no reason to hate this game. If you don't like The Last of Us, you're not gonna you're not gonna like this game. It's more of The Last of Us.
Yeah. And that's the thing that
I think the people who loved like The Last of Us don't like The Last of Us 2. Like, I can understand that.
They told you at the end of it pretty hard. It's our story. We're going to do what we want.
I just remember.
It depends on how you interpreted that ending.
Yeah, I just remember a lot of.
About Last of Us 2.
I can remember seeing over the last few days of like a lot of people saying like, oh, the Last of Us 2 doesn't end the way you want it to, and I just keep thinking about to the first one and going like, if you thought they were going to end it the way you wanted them to, you're a fucking idiot. Well, you didn't understand the first one, because the first one clearly ends in a way of like, hey, player.
Yeah.
That's the way the first one ends.
Yeah,
so, like,
and that was my whole confusion about the second one. It's just like, this was never going to... Just because you had 7 years to like get actually on board with Joel's decision at the end of The Last of Us. Like, and those decisions, like, you've only... It's like, no one, like... I was talking to a friend and she was saying no one liked the ending when Last of Us came out because it wasn't a choice thing like most other video games at that time. It was Naughty Dog telling you, hey, this is not a good ending. This was all for nothing.
No player liked it. It was critically acclaimed. Critically, people loved it.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing, like, it evolved into, like, oh no, it was a really smart decision. Like, it has come to that consensus in 7 years.
Yeah, Last of Us is weird.
It's the second one, eventually.
I feel like it's one of the games that is the game that is going to suffer the most from the COVID period. Of just like, man, if any other time in the year, in any other year, this game comes out, it's fucking on fire. The best thing ever. It's the same as God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn or Uncharted 4 or any of those big releases that happened. But this year, man, like it's hard to care about a video game when the whole world's on fire. I'm looking.
For the people who have played it, like it is, like I haven't seen too many criticism outside of people saying that they don't want to play it because of the mood. People who have played it aren't connecting it to everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
Because it is escapism. It's someone else's depression for 25 hours.
Great. I'm looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima.
Me too. Yeah.
That's my jam. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. New sucker punch.
Anyone who just because you're not witnessing The Last of Us 2 doesn't mean like you're not a valid gamer or anything. I'm like, no. I would say get to it eventually, but like. I mean,
that's the thing is, I probably will. It's just, I probably will. It's just right now, man, I could go without The Last of Us. Like, I feel like if there was a game that should have just held its ground, apart from maybe Cyberpunk, which I think like is getting the best thing in the world, like releasing at the end of the year, when hopefully this stuff is a little bit further behind us. But, man, Last of Us, like, as soon as they saw COVID was happening, they should have just pumped the brakes and released it next year. Like, I just don't.
And that's what we thought was going to happen. The second time it was delayed, just like, oh, it's going to be a PS5 launch title.
Yeah.
Or, like, about then, and then we're like, oh, backwards compatibility is a good thing. Blah, blah,
I can
blah, blah.
I can see why they did what they did, because this is the exact time that Last of Us 1 launched. They launched around this time in the PS3 cycle. The PS4 was coming out later that year. Literally, it was 2013. They did the exact same thing with Last of Us 2, hoping they would get the same thing. Unfortunately, God, chaos, the universe, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, had other plans. China.
What do you mean by that? Because the game is like now the fastest selling like PS4 exclusive of all time. Like, what angle are you coming at it from necessarily? Because like there's obviously demand for this game, despite the current condition.
I just feel like when The Last of Us 1 came out, literally everyone I knew who was into video games in any sort of breath was talking about that.
Yeah.
Right now, the discourse on the internet as well is like critics are playing it because they have to because it's their job.
Yeah.
You're getting the people who played it because they like The Last of Us and they want to play the second one, and then everything else is like, oh, just like I remember people talking about The Last of Us who weren't into video games back in 2013. Right now, I know a lot of people who could give a fuck about that game. Yeah. And it's just not hitting the same way. Yeah, okay, fastest selling PS4 game, but like honestly, literally every PS4 game is the fastest selling PS4 game right now. Because the thing is, it's also launching in a quarantine period where a lot of people are staying at home anyway. Like, getting the fastest selling PS4 game right now, it's Usain.
It does have a bigger install base.
Yeah, it's Usain Bolt winning gold in the Paralympics. Like, that's what it is. It's like, who fucking cares? Like, dude, what are you doing? So, like, I just don't. Last of Us 2 doesn't feel the same as Last of Us, like, in terms of, like, impact. And also, like, scrolling through my YouTube feed.
I believe that's from the end of the first game, though, where they made a couple enemies, you know, with the way they told their story. People are gonna fall off. Like, you know, people enjoyed the first half. The sequel's always a toss-up.
I just think that The Last of Us 2 was unnecessary, full stop.
Oh, yeah, but...
I just don't think they ever needed to be made. If The Last of Us was a standalone game that had never gotten a sequel and never done anything else, would have been the greatest thing ever. Would have been, honestly, even though I don't like the game as a game, would have been an incredible story to tell. Would have been an amazing gaming moment. But now that there's a sequel, it's just like every other video game. Sorry, it's just like every other video game. Even Horizon Zero Dawn did it, and I love Horizon Zero Dawn. But the fact that Horizon Zero Dawn has a sequel makes it like every other video game. So now it's not unique anymore.
But does everything need to be?
I can see where you're coming from.
No, nothing. Not everything needs to be unique.
You guys keep talking.
Sorry, not everything needs to be unique, but something does need to be unique. Name a unique game that's standalone that hasn't given itself a sequel in like the last 10 years.
Snacks.
Bug Snacks.
Rise, Son of
Fucking
Rome.
Bug Snacks. God damn it. No, but Rise Son of Rome. Yeah, sure. Rise Son of Rome. But like, look at. If you want to look at Last of Us, look at Sony's first-party titles over this generation. Uncharted 4 is the fourth Uncharted.
The fifth.
Technically.
Golden Abyss.
Yeah, and then but then they do Uncharted Lost Legacy after that as well. Then you've got Horizon Zero Dawn, which on its own, incredible, but it's getting a sequel. Spider-Man, which stands on the shoulders of all the other Spider-Man games, but is getting a sequel. God of War, which is the eighth God of War game technically, but the fourth actual God of War. And then you get to Last of Us, which is also a sequel. Apart from Horizon Zero Dawn, none of those are unique titles. They're all things that have been done before. Horizon Zero Dawn was different, but it was an open-world action game. We've played them before.
The other first-party games that did happen this year, or this generation, was like Days Gone.
Days Gone.
That's the thing, that's the thing, if it's not like going to be critically acclaimed, like that's the sort of stuff. There's also Bloodborne, which the same.
I forgot Bloodborne. Sorry.
Is like, sorry.
I forgot Bloodborne. Sorry, I apologize because that's a big one. Bloodborne's a big one, but again, we had two Dark Souls before that.
Yeah. And a Demon Souls, but it is different enough. It's
the same thing as like Spider-Man. I think I put Bloodborne in the same vein as Spider-Man of like, look, it's not the same game, but it stands on the shoulder of all other Spider-Man game. Also, there's rumors that we're going to get a Bloodborne 2. So like, everything's
even necessary.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
Bloodborne 2, Born from Blood.
I mean, it's a lore story. Like, go find the books and find the lore. But like, it's got no fucking story. Why would you make a second?
Mark my words, man.
Souls, Kyron. That's the exact same.
Yeah, there are
thing.
3 Dark Souls.
Yeah, but that's like I understand Dark Souls with the technology was increasing, so they refined the combat, made it more challenging, did everything for the players. Whereas, fuck is the difference from now to 5? Like,
Look, man,
what are they gonna do?
Mark my words.
It's exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, Bloodborne 2 and the Reblooding is coming. Like, you're gonna get that game. And that's the thing, is that like when you have unique, bespoke experiences like The Last of Us, like Bloodborne, sequelizing them just dilutes the original experience. Because now they've got to call back, they've got to say, oh, this is what this means, and it just a sequel inherently changes what the original was, because the sequel has to build off of it, and therefore there are things in the sequel that now make the original mean something else.
Yeah.
If you leave the original as the original, it doesn't change, and that's what the frustration is.
I see your point, but I feel like it's like Last of Us 2 is an amazing add-on.
Again, not saying Last of Us 2 is bad, just saying
No. I understand what you're saying, but I'm like, I see how there's like literally no reason for it to exist other than just, hey, here's some more.
Here's some money I would like to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Naughty Dog's like, I would like some money, please.
Money, please.
I also think like Last of Us 2 will end up being very similar to The Last of Us 1, which is like talked about, like dissected, like it's got like I was in the same boat, and I still kind of am. Just like Last of Us 1 is a perfect standalone story, but I am not mad that the second one exists. I'm not mad that they told the story that they did, unflinchingly as they did it. Yeah, but no, I get your point overall with the industry, but that's the games industry. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, that's like Last of Us 2. The Last of Us was a shining beacon of like, you can make a game and you can just fucking leave it there. Just saying. And then they didn't. And now, like, God, I hope Ghost of Tsushima never has a sequel. That'd be fun.
It's that infamous reboot.
Fuck. If it ends with someone like shaking a spray can and like spraying Ghosts of Tsushima. Fuck off. Oh, damn. Alright, is there anything else you want to talk about, or should we wrap it up?
I have done other stuff, but my TV.
If you keep going, I'm going to finish this bottle of wine and it's going to be a bad night.
I mean, you're not Dean, it can't be that bad.
Oh, man. I guess someone of colour has to drink on this show, right? That's how it works, eh?
I guess.
Dean's not here.
I can't afford alcohol.
I forgot alcohol.
Oh, buddy. Oh, I've got alcohol. Come over here.
Can't COVID.
You can. We're in Queensland. For those of you who don't know, we're in Queensland. Plenty of restrictions lifted today. We have cinemas again. We can have gatherings up to 100 people.
You go swimming at the gym?
Yep.
Go to the gym in general.
The gatherers allowed 2,000 people in it at once.
Yeah,
for some reason.
fuck. Sports stadiums can have up to half capacity. Like, a fuck ton of restrictions lifted at midday today.
Yeah.
Food courts reopened. You can go to a shopping centre and sit at a fucking food court.
I'm so happy to have KFC again in the city.
No, dude, have you been living under a rock? Food courts, like, the restaurants have been open for ages.
Some restaurants.
Yeah, depending on their business, but yeah.
Surely the ones in the city have been. I mean, the ones in Canada are.
Food courts haven't been really reopened, have they? Because of the seating? Like the
seating. That's what I'm talking about. The seating has been reopened. The restaurants themselves, like the fast food joints themselves, have been open. They can serve. You just can't sit there. As of today, food courts have been reopened. So now you can have seating and you can sit and chat. I think there's still distancing. Like, I think it's still like 1 per 4 meters or whatever. But yeah, we live in Queensland. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, toast to Queensland, who's fucking nailing this COVID thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking excellent. We've been doing well, and there's been like 0 reported cases in like 4 weeks.
Foreshadowing. Jinxing the...
I'm jinxing it all over the place. The reason being, I never got a work at home or a lockdown period, and I want one.
Me too.
I've been working non-stop since the start of this pandemic. Vanessa got 6 weeks off.
As a guy who works in the food service industry, let me tell you, I'm so fucking glad other restaurants are open again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm off my feet for fucking months.
Yep. And oh boy,
I want a pay rise.
My next roster rotation, I'm taking like 2 weeks off because I need the time. Like,
yeah,
I need some time off.
Like, honestly, like, dislocating my arm probably the best thing, because I get, like, 2 extra days off work to go to physio.
Jesus.
And, yeah. So I'm just like...
Right, so how do I fucking pop this thing out?
I popped the fucking rib out.
Walk up some
work.
escalators.
I popped my rib out at work. And they were like, oh, can you stay? And I was like, I'm literally about to vomit from pain.
Yeah.
Let me go home. And they were like, oh, so you're coming in, like, in 2 days, right? And I'm like, if the doctor clears me. Like, it's the worst.
I will say this, at least my work's been pretty good with that kind of stuff. Like, you know, are you sick? Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit... Go the fuck home then. Like, they've been pretty good with that. So, you know, that's...
This is up. You just work at a shitty place, Kyron. Your specific place is shit. Like, not necessarily the franchise itself.
There's a whole other podcast we need to talk about, like workers' rights.
Keep the name out your mouths, guys. I don't want to get in legal shit.
Oh no, of course. I'm not saying your name, but like, there's a whole other podcast we could do on like workers and what they're worth and how COVID's kind of been like, hey, you know what? You know, fast food people are really important. You know that? Like, that's actually, you know,
Pay the minimum.
But let's pay them better than minimum. How about that? That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Let's pay them better than minimum. I would be okay with it.
Let's raise the minimum.
Yeah, let's raise the minimum. Comrades.
Yeah. Comrades.
Our money.
The fucking government.
Oh, man.
Everyone deserves the same paycheck. Fucking.
Except us.
Links to a friendly Geordie's video in the description.
Fucking job.
Just this channel. Check it out.
His most recent video is fucking hilarious. I love it. Yeah, bro.
Free clout.
Yeah, bros.
Free clout. Let's go. Shut it off.
You fucking what, mate?
We wrapping this up?
We're wrapping this up.
If you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button, subscribe, ring the notification bell when you want to know when these episodes go up, because we do not know when they'll go up. Will this happen again weekly? We don't know. Schedules are whack. COVID is whack. But apparently we're getting better. Fuck you, America. Jesus Christ, Shannon.
Lose them in the clouds.
Check out our other shows like Amalgam Games Lab. You can go back and watch our old Dragon Ball Super episodes if you're feeling nostalgic. And then if you have any questions for the show, comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. Patreon.com/amalgamshow if you want to give us money. I understand why you wouldn't at the moment. There's so many reasons. And then
I'm gonna say
on the Amalgam Show except for OK Cupid.
I'm gonna say keep an eye out for the 18th of July. I'm gonna give myself a date. 18th of July. I'm gonna post a video onto the channel.
Ooh,
you're gonna post
standalone
it.
Shannon
Before then.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it done before the 18th of July. I'm gonna have it up and ready to go. I'm gonna try and do these once a month. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be finishing the scripting and then filming next week and then editing and then it should be go. So 18th of July. Check out a video on the Amalgam Show. I'm gonna call it the dissection.
The vivisection.
Yeah, the offshoot of the game.
The section.
But yeah, hopefully you guys like it. But thanks for seeing.
It's just Shannon doing a remake of the fucking Jelly Billy. Fucking. You might come my can die.
Oh, it's just gonna be a rip of that new Belle Delphine video. I'm just gonna take that and make bank. Bye.
Bye. Have a good time.
Bye.